Just a heads up, the audio here is a little weird. Something happened to the mics, and it seems like our handhelds are recorded on one side, and the transmitter on the camera records audio on the other side. So that will be fixed in the next episode. I apologize. Please bear with me this time. Let's see what these lights.
It doesn't make sense. I thought the play and fighting would broke it up.
Good job. Put your phone away.
Boy!
Oh.
Is that uncomfortable?
It's me.
It's Zoe.
Good or no?
It's me. That sounded like that hurt.
Zoe.
Okay, yeah, that you're literally blue and that's it. All right. Okay, so yeah, welcome to the Consider the Ravens podcast. I'm your host, Nick Sterling, and we got 3 new faces, and I'm pretty excited. This is the first time I'm interviewing someone who isn't like fully working here. You know what I mean? So we got the wonderful Zoe. We've got Mason.
Why do I get a wonderful? What did I
We've
do?
got the amazing
I'll take
Mason.
The fantastic.
You gotta give me something.
And
good.
the
Super loser.
Don't think about it like that.
no, I was trying to think
Yeah.
of like an S word. Sophisticated Sophie.
Super gorgelicious.
Super gorgeous. See, I told you my word is not my word. My word is not good. My words aren't good. We've got Sophie in the corner over there. She's kind of blue, but
Can we talk about the
be all
blow
right.
up Mr. Beast has had?
Stop.
I seen
Yeah.
him post go, y'all can stop asking me to remake the meme now. And I was like, that's not even Mr. Beast. That's not even the same dude.
Talk about that.
No, he's not. That's not the same guy. I don't believe it for a second.
It can't be.
I'll be honest, I don't know anything about Mr. Beast.
Well, his
At all.
face is longer. He's got a jawline now, and
So you're saying
he's super
that's
skinny,
Well,
like
Mr.
super
Beast was
skinny.
already skinny.
Yeah, I know. Now he's super
was
skinny,
lean.
like really skinny. And I'm like, that's not even. That don't even look like the same dude. It looks like AI.
Could be. AI's
I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I've been a little surprised for these guys, and they don't know it yet, and I've been wanting to do this for a while. I need to
Is it
calm
a
down.
flamingo?
I need to simmer down. I'm talking way too fast.
Is it a
It's not a
flamingo?
flamingo. Zoe told me I needed to wear my flamingos.
Show off the sauce.
It was either these or Cheetos, and she said flamingo, so here we are.
What's wrong with flamingo?
You can't. So I got a surprise, and we're gonna get into it.
A flamingo bit me at the zoo once.
How?
I
did you
I
get
went
that
over
close?
the fence like this.
What I have here
Oh.
is made by
Yes.
Sour Patch Bites. This is one of those
It's
roulette snacks.
I'm gonna throw something.
Oh.
Okay, so you've heard of the Doritos ones that has the really hot ones or the regular ones, right?
Okay.
This is
Come
sorry,
on.
that's probably a nightmare. Pickle roulette.
Oh.
So
I
I'm
hate
gonna
pickles.
pour these into the bowl, and they're either going to be apple, lemon lime, watermelon, or pickle. And it's gonna be a good time. And as the episode goes by, we're going to slowly pick at them, okay? And you'll get our live reactions. I'm not gonna pass this around. We're not just gonna do one round. We all need to reach in every once in a while, and hopefully they're not different colors, so we can't tell.
But like, what if I find them good and I just?
I have a hypothesis. You're gonna get a pickle in the first bite.
100%. I'm getting a pickle.
Oh,
I'm 100% getting a pickle first bite.
oh, they all look the same.
It's me. I'm gonna get a pickle
That's
first
great.
And
bite.
it smells.
Sophie,
Whoa.
Sophie, what do you think you're
It
getting?
smelled awesome, and then I smelled like
Pickle?
Zoe.
vinegar.
I'll just smell it.
Let's all go by and smell.
Oh yeah.
You, c-
Smell that.
it's like you
I'm
could-
excited.
I mean, at least it's pickle and not like.
Oh, that's
Really
fine. It's
chili.
like 3 different flavors.
Yeah, yeah.
cool,
So
actually.
I'm really bad with spicy
I don't
things.
know.
Eventually, we
I'm
will
bad
get
one.
some spice on here, but I'm awful with it. So you will see how much of a baby I am. I reckon I will go first.
Okay.
No smelling. That's not fair.
They all smell the same though.
I can get a pickle. I got a pickle. That was awful.
It can't be
Holy
that bad.
crap.
So
What
we go.
was wrong with it though? I don't understand. Was it spicy?
No, it was.
Really strong.
I was just like, okay, this isn't. This might be lemon lime. Then a pickle punched me in the face like a haymaker. Oh. What do we got? Oh, it's
I have
fine.
no idea what this is.
A watermelon or lemon lime? Or apple? I've never had a lemon lime one.
It's probably
so-
watermelon.
It's probably apple
Apple? Okay.
with a small, very small hint of pickle.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're probably gonna get a little bit of pickle. I'm talking way too fast.
Scared.
You got
Eat
this,
it.
bro. No smelling, no sniffing. Was her
I can't
hypothesis?
tell. I keep laughing. I can't.
Was the hypothesis correct?
Apple.
Ah!
Okay, so
I got all the luck, all the bad luck over here.
So he's gonna get a pickle.
If I get a pickle, I'm gonna cry.
I kept laughing. I couldn't chew.
Before we even got everything set up, Sophie's like,
Oh, it's watermelon.
Of course.
That's actually
course.
really good.
Yeah, I bet it is.
That was really good.
honestly, the pickle wasn't that bad.
It really wasn't.
Pickle apple?
Pickle apple.
That's crazy.
I couldn't tell.
Did you get any pickle?
Mm-mm.
No,
Just
just all
watermelon.
watermelon?
I mean, maybe
Yeah,
I did get pickle, and it just doesn't bother me.
It was-
Hey, it's like Nathan
Yeah.
on Sunday. Your receptors are down.
No, hold on. Put some context into that video.
No.
No one is gonna get context for anything.
No. Oh, hey, I haven't said this yet, but this is episode 40. I don't think I mentioned that. 40. Now, theoretically speaking, I should have way more because I launched this podcast in January of last year, and my goal was to do one every week. But I only got in 30-something last year, so I missed 20-something weeks, which is wild. But I did miss a few this year. I went through a rough time, okay? But we back. Like I never left.
Period.
Period. So these guys serve heavily in our production, and two of them are still students. Zoe just graduated Saturday. Today's Monday. She graduated 2 days ago, 3 if you count Saturday, or if you count today. Whatever. Saturday. 2 days ago. What do y'all think?
Yeah,
Yes.
2.
2?
It's two. It's two.
Oh well. Don't listen to me then.
Tomorrow.
2.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, episode 39 comes out with Pastor Drew. Y'all have hopefully already seen it. If you haven't, pause this, go back, because do you know how to count? 39 becomes before 40. What are you doing?
Preach it.
No. I can edit whatever I want, in or out. I can add to this if I want to. Right before I started recording with Pastor Drew, I said, I think this is episode 39, I'm pretty sure. He was like, bet. And I said, all right, welcome to the Ken's Raiders podcast, episode 38. I was like, when I was watching it back, I said, I just said this 2 seconds before. So I put in like a little voiceover that it was episode 39. I don't know what that was over there. As you can see, we're not in the same area as last time, even though I loved it so much with the books and all that. The problem was I've got 3 other people here, and my camera doesn't zoom out very much. It's pretty big. I guess it's my turn.
Oh, we're still going?
Yeah, until they're gone.
Oh.
Please, clap back twice. Clap back twice.
It was so funny. You got really red. You know who you looked like? The tomato from VeggieTales.
No. You know how to do that?
No.
You know-
Wait.
You look like. Have any of you guys seen the JD Vance memes?
Yes.
You look like the JD Vance.
No. You know how like Nick will randomly always do that randomly deep voice out of nowhere? I can only picture when he got that red. What's Kool-Aid Man say when he busts through the wall?
Oh,
yeah.
Dang.
Wow.
I
Wow.
want to.
It's not that bad. You're Irish. You got this.
Oh, I don't know what I got. I think it was apple actually it was lemon lime. It was lemon
If I
lime.
get a pickle, I'm gonna cry.
It It took me by surprise. I was
I
not.
have no idea. I think this is also apple again.
What?
I'm pretty sure.
I think it's apple.
That was a goofy laugh.
There, eat.
I'm trying not to laugh. I'm gonna spit this out.
Please don't. I cry.
Ah! Yes!
Oh!
Yes! Yes, see?
Oh my
No,
See?
because it was so fun.
See? It just takes you by surprise.
Okay, but it's not that bad.
Wow.
That reaction says otherwise.
It was.
You said, oh, okay.
Oh my god, that wheeze.
I'm over here so
Jesus.
it's like it takes all the air out of my Go ahead, Sophie. Ugh.
I got the same one. That's the same
What?
one as last time.
That was probably so loud. So I'm gonna hate editing this.
That was really good.
What are you doing?
That was really good, man.
What are you?
Stop fidgeting.
How's it feel to get pickle?
You're hoping to get pickle?
No, how does it feel to get pickle? I wouldn't know.
Oh, wow.
Grab
Wow.
like a handful and eat them all at the same time.
That would
It'd be
probably
very funny.
be the worst decision you'd make today. Today, specifically. I mean, by all means, go ahead. All right, Zoe, where are you from? What brought you to Christ if you weren't like already in it when you were born? You know, some people are just born into it, right? And they just grow up being saved. And what brought you, like, how did you get where you're at right now?
Well, it's kind of a long answer, because
Yeah.
so
We
originally
got time.
I'm from California, from the Bay Area.
The Bay Area, okay.
Yeah, so I lived maybe an hour away from San Francisco about. I was very fortunate to live in a little farming community. It was really small, really nice until, Gavin Newsom did Gavin Newsom stuff. And the land that was supposed to be reserved for farming, for farmland and for farmers, they started putting housing developments on, and crazy people started moving in. And people got hit on the side of the road. My dog got killed because someone was,
Big sad.
and the school was good until I went to a little school down there, and the community was amazing, but if all the things you hear on the news about California, a lot of it's true. Crime is really bad, it's very expensive, and we just really didn't feel safe. And also, if you're not aligned with the correct political side there, then you really can't have much of a life.
Yeah.
Because we're conservatives, we're Republicans. I mean, we're not like super far right.
Right.
But most of my family was Democrat, and they didn't really accept us into. It was really weird. I probably shouldn't say that. They're probably gonna watch this.
I've said some crazy stuff about my family, and
I love them to death.
They don't watch.
But
They don't watch.
No, I love my liberal family.
Thank you.
But it's quite uncomfortable when we are silenced because they're uncomfortable because of something small that we said, and yet we can't say anything when they go on about their opinions, which is fine. Like, I have no problem listening to anyone's opinions about any issue. I love to have conversations, but the second I start to voice my opinion, if they're uncomfortable with it, they will shut us down completely.
So what you're saying is the tolerant left isn't very tolerant.
Yes. It's not all people on the left, of course, but the majority of people in California who are on the left, their politics are considered their religion. And it's
I can see
not
that.
a healthy one. And so, all these factors, crime, money, all this stuff, we're like, we need to get out of California. And towards the last couple years of deciding we're going to move, we started watching services from my parents' old church in Virginia. We started kind of learning a little bit more about the Lord, because our family was Christian, but we never really practiced. We never went to church. We never really prayed. So I guess none of us, well, my parents, they were saved, but I
Yeah.
feel like we all kind of got saved after we moved here. So we made the decision. We got all our animals in the back of our trucks, and it was my dad, my mom, my uncle, and my dad's friend, and we all drove our trailers and our trucks and our animals all across country. We didn't have money for a plane or anything, so it took us
That's a
4
long road
days.
trip.
Yeah,
I love a good road trip, though.
it was fun if it, it was fun because I got to ride with my uncle and not in the stressed car with my dad. I love my dad, but that was a very stressful road trip.
I don't think I've met your dad. I've met your
Really?
mom, but I haven't met your
You should
dad.
meet my dad. He's a cool guy. We managed to get across country the long way safely, and that's thanks to God for sure. I feel like he was leading us out of California.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
gave us a safe passage to Alabama, and we wanted to immediately go to church once we got here. And so I don't know who it was who recommended Daystar to us, but this was the first church we were recommended, and I'm
Wow.
pretty sure it was, I probably got this wrong, our realtor's wife or our realtor's wife's friend or something recommended it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, okay, let's go there. And like, we felt super welcomed, and it was just a new experience because I never really have been to church before. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Cried during worship.
Heck
Got
yeah.
saved.
Heck yeah.
And
First
I was
day?
like, yeah.
That's incredible.
I
That's
was like, this is what I'm missing. This is what I was missing, and this is what I want. And then we didn't do next steps immediately, but we definitely did. Maybe on the 4th or 5th Sunday, we went to next steps. I took their survey, and it recommended production. I'm like, I want to do that. And then I think it was Jake who reached out, and he put me immediately on camera one. I'm like, I love this. And I've been in production ever since.
Heck yeah.
And I've been here a year and a half almost.
Nice, nice.
Almost 2 years.
Production was the first place I started too. It was great, but I was in it before Nathan and before even Jake. There was a guy named Dennis, and there wasn't a lot of people on the team, so every Sunday, all 3 services, we would all be serving the same people. So it was tough to find any time to actually pay attention, because it's hard. It's hard to pay attention to the service when you're running a camera or something like that, because you're so focused on making sure you're getting the right shot.
That's how I feel about CG. It's like when I'm doing CG, it's really hard to like pay attention and focus, basically.
Well, if you ever see me doing CG, which I haven't done in a while, you can look up here, and I'll be clicking through with one hand and have my other hand raised up. You can see it in the window. And then in service, CG doesn't have to do anything during service,
Yeah.
unless there's a planned video, but that's not that big a deal, I think Switcher would be the one that is most difficult to pay attention to the actual message during any of it, even worship, because they're locked in. You know what I mean? You've switched a few times. I want to. I think it'd be cool. My voice is not great right now. Got too excited. I did a lot of singing on the way over here because I was just hyped up. And yeah, we're here now. Anyways, what are your dreams, aspirations? What do you want to do with your life? What do you want to do when you grow up?
Well, that was kind of a hard question for me, and it still kind of is, because I'm very indecisive. There are a bunch of things I wanted to do. Like, when I was younger, I was like, I know what I want to be. I want to be an avian vet. I even started, like, volunteering at the local avian vet that was right near my house in California. That was a lot of fun. It was very informative. But I remember that day when I was filling out my, like, classes, or what classes I wanted when I was going to start high school in California. And one of the questions was, like, what do you want to do after high school? There was workforce or something, there was college, there was a bunch of other options, I don't remember, and then there was the military. And I'm like, huh. I never even considered that. I hear so many stories that my dad and my grandfather and a bunch of our, like, a bunch of our veteran friends, like, I hear a lot of stories. I'm like, wow, I wish I could do that, but I've never ever considered it. And from that day on, I was like, I never stopped thinking about it until I asked my dad, I'm like, well, what if I did join the military? Like, what if I didn't want to be a veterinarian? What if I want to do that? And ever since, like, kind of, I started thinking about that. And so I wanted to maybe be a pilot. Maybe I wanted to be a linguist. Maybe I want to do this or that. But I've always had this kind of, I feel like I've been drawn towards intelligence and maybe learning a language. And I always wanted to, this is going to sound really weird. I guess my overall dream is to work as a U.S. diplomat or something in an embassy in Russia. I want to learn the language. I want to go there to do like foreign relations. I don't know exactly what yet, but I feel like the only thing I found that I can stay passionate about is learning the Russian language. Everything else, I've tried multiple things. I'm like, this is interesting, didn't work out. This was interesting, didn't work out. I even tried aviation. I tried music. I mean, that was my own fault for falling out of that. But overall, the only thing I've been consistent with is learning Russian. And I feel like maybe God is calling me to do something in that field. So
Yeah.
my goal is to...
Maybe missionary work.
Perhaps.
That'd be cool.
I mean, I would like to go to Wallace, to take my general studies classes,
Yeah.
transfer to UAH and get my degree in Russian, and then see where God takes me. Probably join the Navy or the Air Force or something. Hopefully in an intelligence field, but we'll see.
That's a big to-do list.
Yeah, we'll see what ends up happening.
That's a big mountain to climb, but it's awesome. That's incredible. I've always loved learning and growing. Like right now I'm taking Python coding classes. I think I talked about a little bit yesterday or sometime. Pastor Ori, who y'all all know, right?
Yeah, well, I know.
You know. You don't know Pastor Ori? Huh, he's incredible. He was still taking classes every so often at Lee University, I think, either Lee or Liberty. I think he's just going to keep doing that for the rest of his life, just never stop learning, which is great. It's fantastic. I'm going to take a slightly different approach, I think. I thought about going to get my master's, but I don't know. I think about just getting a lot of certifications, like in coding and then programming and things of that nature. I think I can do online, which would be pretty sick, because I would like to do this full-time, this and all the other content stuff that I make, because it's actually fun. Roofing is not great, you know what I mean? Another round.
Oh, goodness. A pickle. Oh, no.
This pickle. I was a little bit...
Come on.
It's like,
I thought I was prepared.
oh, there's a little kick to that one.
There's so much more vinegar in this one.
So I reckon it's my
Ugh.
turn.
Yes, it is.
It's
Let's see
probably
what-
going to be pickle.
Let's see what you
I
got.
love when people say reckon.
I love reckon.
If you don't get a pickle this whole time, I'm going to be upset.
Even if she did, I thought she'd care.
I don't know what this is.
Then it's not pickle.
Fair point.
There you go.
you
There you
can't mistake the taste of vinegar. You really can't. Mason knows.
Watermelon.
Oh
I got apple again.
my 3 apples in a row.
Apple?
If it's pickle, I'm gonna.
Please be pickle. Please
Stop
be
looking at me like that.
pickle. Be pickle.
Lemon lime.
Gosh.
Dang it.
That's 2 pickles for me.
That's
That
so good.
watermelon tasted really good.
Yeah, I freaking bet it did. That lemon lime wasn't that. Freaking bet.
Freaky.
That lemon lime was pretty good, I ain't gonna lie. They need to make more of those. It's the only packet I've ever seen with lemon lime in it.
Like those like store Smarties strips with the sugar inside of them, but like they're different flavors.
Talking about the ropes?
Yes, the ropes. Thank you very much. You assisted me with that.
The Smarties strips with the sugar
That's the
inside.
new thing. When I was little, I used to call.
Talk into it.
Oh, when I was little.
You said, I'm gonna talk, but you can have that.
Yeah, when I was little, I used to call mozzarella cheese spaghetti cheese, and I look at my mom with a straight face and go, "Mom, will you hand me the spaghetti cheese?"
And she's like, son.
Mozzarella or Parmesan?
Parmesan. I call it Parmesan cheese spaghetti.
My dad
sauce.
was trying to order a marinara sauce at Applebee's the other day, and he said, "I want some of that spaghetti sauce."
Spaghetti's delicious.
I was like,
Spaghetti.
"Dad, no."
I said that at school because
Spaghetti sauce.
me and Roger, we have this really big thing where we love bringing spaghetti to school. Like, it's our favorite things to bring to school. And so me and him, we were in the hallway. He walked up to me and went, "Hey, Mason, did you bring your spaghetti?" And I went, "Yeah, Rog, I brought my spaghetti." And then we went to go warm our spaghetti up at the microwaves in the lunchroom. And
Y'all
yeah,
have
we have 4.
microwaves?
We have 4.
See, people at Hansel know.
We have,
See?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. At Hansel, we didn't have microwaves, but at Good Up, there's like 4 plus sweet tea.
I posted a picture of my lunch one day. My mom was livid, okay, because she's paying $1.50 for this. Okay, that's a lot for lunch back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it is now.
It's like, my mom, like now, she puts like 30 on it a week.
That's outrageous.
Yeah. No, that's just for me buying drinks and stuff.
Oh, that's fair. That's
All
fair.
lunch is free.
Yeah.
It is.
Lunch has been free for the past 4 years for us.
Are you kidding me?
No.
No, you have to go on a form.
Okay, so you guys have no idea how lucky you are with the lunches here at the schools.
Mhm.
You have no idea. Coming from California, we got these nasty. Okay, thank you, Michelle Obama.
No, Michelle Obama ruined my whole high school too. Don't worry.
Nasty pre-packaged nacho cheese. The cheese separated from the water made me sick. It was disgusting. And then in my high school, we had the same 5 things all year.
I didn't even get nacho cheese.
I don't
No.
It was disgusting. It wasn't cheese. And I got here and they served us like hamburgers and chicken. They gave me a whole chicken breast. And I'm like, what?
That's insane.
is school.
When I first went to Hansville, that's what surprised me. It was my first day of 6th grade, and they
Ain't
put a
right.
whole chicken breast,
Ain't right.
a whole chicken breast, and my big Tubatelli looking self was I was called Tubatelli. Can I say this? It's not bad, but it's not inappropriate either. But it's like funny.
If it's bad, I'll mute it. It's no
Okay.
big deal.
And in one fateful day in 6th grade, Miss Whaley's class,
You're 14. I don't expect it to be bad.
we were sitting. I'm 15.
You're 15. I don't expect it.
We were
15 is significantly
Yeah.
worse than 14.
Yeah,
I'm not
we were
gonna lie.
sitting in Miss Whaley's, and she were doing a Kahoot, and I said, "Miss Whaley, what's the word limit for the Kahoot? Like, can I put in your name?" She was the last day of school. She went, "Sure, Mason. I don't care."
I remember this story.
I don't know.
Continue. The podcast needs to hear
Yeah.
it. The podcast needs to hear it.
And I
Continue.
put left butt cheek
Yeah. Yeah. 7 is crazy.
Why the left one?
'Cause I'm not saying that.
That just reminds me of that hurt like a butt cheek on a stick.
No, because that's what everyone kept saying to me. And then, so for the next 3 years, until I got to high school, Miss Whaley, when any teacher at Hansville would take roll, they wouldn't say my name. They go, "Left butt cheek is here," or like this
I'm
one.
so surprised they went along
Yeah,
with that.
they did. But like, and then one day at break, my principal is like, you know how
Principal was in
Yes,
it
you know how
too?
Hansville's laid
Who
out.
was your principal? Coach Collins?
No, it wasn't Coach Collins.
Oh.
It was he retired my 6th grade year. I had him 1 year and he left.
So it might have been. What year was that?
2021, I think.
That was Coach Collins.
Yeah. And then I had to think about that. But you know how Hansville's laid out? Like, you got the middle school and it comes down.
Did you participate in the senior prank at Hansel?
Sort of.
I seen the photos. I was like, that's crazy. What the freak is
It's the
that?
TVs. The TVs are muted.
Wait.
It's a Roku remote. You just mute them.
Oh, right.
But we were sitting there.
This is all staying in. This is hilarious.
Yeah,
I wanna know.
we were sitting there, and my principal with a straight
Can you hand
face
me that drink, please?
looks at me
Yes.
halfway across the campus and screams
drink,
at
the
the
drink, the
top
drink.
of her lungs,
Yes.
"Left butt cheek, come to my office!" And so everyone's laughing. Everyone's laughing because no one knows who she's talking about. And all the teachers start laughing, and they look at me and go, "Go, Mason." And I was like, "Yes, ma'am." And it was
Yes,
just,
ma'am.
it was this
Here's
big
my
thing.
hand.
And everyone, like, even though I haven't been to Hansville in 2 years, everyone still from that like Hansville, and all my friends will still call me Left Butt Cheek.
That is.
Like on
That's
the
perfect.
on the back of my football
Yeah.
jersey, they because they hung all of them.
Oh, that's true.
No. Hear me out. On the football jerseys, they put all of the middle school football jerseys on the gym wall.
Yeah.
And on the back of my jersey, I asked the school instead of putting flame in it, they would put Left Butt Cheek because that's what everyone knows me by, and they did.
Wow.
So they did put it on the
They
jersey.
did.
Hey, so do they put new, on the front windows of the high school gym?
Mhm.
Do y'all know that that's a new high school gym?
Yeah, that
Like,
wasn't there.
Do y'all
They-
remember why it's new? You probably weren't even around.
No, I wasn't
So
around.
in 2011, it was April 27, 2011, there were 200 reported tornadoes in one night in the state of
I
Alabama.
heard about that. It totaled the gym.
And
didn't
there
it?
was probably 20 or 30 in Coleman by itself. And the roof of the gym was just
Was that
inside the gym.
Was that the one? Wait. Was that the one that tore up all of downtown Coleman?
Yes.
I've heard about that.
Mhm.
Thankfully, I was not there, but I definitely saw
I was a-
pictures.
I was a year old.
I
I was 1 year old.
I was a year old.
I was
when
a
that
year old.
tornado
I
hit.
remember being in my basement as a 13-year-old.
Hold on, let me do the math real quick. It's 2025, you were 13, 2011. You were born in 1995.
No, that's 30.
No? Because my mom was born in 87, she's
No.
38.
My brother was born in 95 and he's 30.
2000. 1999.
So close.
1998.
Yes,
Okay.
there it is.
Somebody needs to give poor Sophie that microphone. She hasn't
Um,
slowed down.
Here you go, Sophie.
She probably just
don't
likes
know
hanging out.
Anything about Hansford?
She's
I
prob-
know nothing about.
Oh, you're
Hansford.
homeschooled. Have you been homeschooled your whole life?
No.
Where did you
Seventh
go
grade year. I
before?
went Cold Springs. Actually, I went West Point, Cold Springs, and then Good Hope.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I don't know. anything
Cold Spring
about
is
it.
crazy, but
Cousin Springs.
Cousin Springs,
That's
Snow
incredible.
Hope, Las Vegas.
Hans Vegas is the
That's
best.
the thing.
Yes!
I loved the
Oh.
nicknames Hansful got. But
Yes.
the one
'Cause you
thing
can't do a bad nickname
exactly, you
with
can't do a bad thing. But my 8th grade year, it was after
Hockey pond.
I was playing the football. I was playing football. It was after we got Good Hope beat us by 70, and it was bad. No, because I was middle linebacker, and I went to push the
Oh,
middle
no.
wide open.
Oh no,
The middle was wide open. I could see the QB.
Yeah.
I was not paying attention. This is on me.
that was your job.
I ran straight through the middle, and
And?
Eli Drake, they pulled the right guard, and he met me, and I blinked, and someone was sitting on me, and I remember it hurt so bad. And
You
then-
just got excited about having an opening.
I got excited.
You said, "There's the QB.
And-
I'm about to get a
'cause
freaking sack."
I look over, and my
Eli
coaches
said, "No."
I look over, and my coaches are saying, "Go, go, go," and then
Shit.
I look back over.
Slow motion.
I know. I felt like I was in a movie. I look over, and my teammate, who it was, Eli Aiken. He was on the
So many
sideline,
Elis.
and he was looking at me, and he was doing this, like he was waving his hands, and
Don't do it.
I
No.
look over, and then Eli met me right in the middle, and I was on my
Just
butt.
laid you out. Didn't he?
I was out.
You know Eli.
I know Eli.
He graduated.
Saturday.
Yeah. Okay, Eli Aiken. He's like.
He's like one of the most popular kids.
Okay.
Everybody knows Eli.
So, because, like, the last name it starts with an A, he was the first one up on stage for graduation. I don't know if any of y'all saw this, but he walked up, grabbed his diploma, hugged Coach Wakefield, picked him up,
What?
set him back down.
I didn't
He was
see
the
that.
first one up there, and he just picked up the principal and, like,
That's awesome.
walked off stage.
Does Coach Wakefield still coach basketball?
Mm-mm. No. The basketball coach for Hansville last time I was there was
It's not. Is it Steve-O? Steven? Coach. It's Coach Chandler's brother.
yeah, coach, yeah, it's
And then Keith.
One of the channels.
because I know Coach Chandler teaches
We call him Coach Steve-O because it's Steve and Chandler. And then you got
Yeah.
the other one.
Coach Chandler,
Other one.
yeah, Coach Chandler teaches baseball.
Coaches.
I should know.
Coaches.
He teaches ag, and his brother Steve-O did teach when I was there history.
Yeah.
Steve-O does, he does U.S. history and
Yeah.
economics and stuff, right?
Oh, he does
Government.
economics?
Yeah, I
Okay.
took his, thank you.
The one, the guy
I took
that
his government class.
the guy that did government and economics when I was there left the year after. So
Oh wait. So I had,
Mr. Davenport.
I love Mr. Davenport.
everyone talks about
He's
him.
subbed for,
I
he's
just
subbed
didn't
for
know.
us. He did have-
Really?
He subs
He's a
now.
cool guy.
He's really cool.
Oh, just real quick. because our ADHD is freaking off the charts right
Go
now.
ahead.
Okay, we were just talking about lunch 5 minutes ago, and I was trying to tell a story, and then we just freaking
And got on the left butt cheek thing.
yeah, we said left butt cheek. Yeah, let's go talk about that.
Took a detour, the left butt.
So
Literally.
so my lunches were like $1.50. Y'all's was free.
It's been for the past 4 years, ever since COVID.
First of all, when Michelle Obama came in and ruined my lunch life forever, I was getting wheat biscuits, wheat buns, wheat pizza.
Wheat pizza?
Wheat chips. It was garbage, bro. It was terrible. And
I'd bring my own food.
lunches, so y'all know sometimes when they do like the taco salad, right? They got the little round chips. Well,
Our taco meat comes in a cup.
yes.
Yeah.
So
in a cup.
and it's not even one of those like bigger cups like it's
No,
kinda
it's like
a-
this big around.
You know the little sauce cups you get at Jack's? That with a little scoop of meat, and it's not even a full
And it's
cup.
not even meat.
It's a
No.
half scoop of dry. The top of it is dry, bro.
It's not even
like-
meat. No.
So
On the last day of school, because I had to talk about this. The last day of my ninth grade year, they gave us taco cups, and I was so excited. The meat, it was wet. It was just wet.
it's like oil and some spice. You know what I
It
mean?
was just like they dropped a tiny half-cooked. Cause you know,
Okay, how did your chips come?
it was? They were stale. Cause you know how.
I mean, like, how were they packaged?
Oh, they were in a bag.
You see, they put ours in a giant bin and gave us tongs.
That's how they do ours.
Tongs
That's
to
how
get
they,
chips.
That's how they.
No
That's what
way.
they do here.
You get one scoop, too.
Yeah, that's-
one grab. If you want 2 grabs or a
Okay.
second cup of,
I
it's
don't-
a dollar.
Okay.
What are you doing to me?
They're
I'm
lucky.
getting-
They're
I'm
lucky.
getting-
They're lucky
Getting
now
fired up.
because
Get
they
fired.
have the taco salad crap, and it's you can have. Well, you can't have this. You can have one scoop of taco meat, and the chips are in a bag, and it seems like it's a lot more.
The pig will come back.
It's a lot more fair than what you guys are describing. Are you all right?
Half and half.
Half and half iced
Every
tea
dollar.
and lemonade.
I was looking for their regular sweet tea, but this one didn't have it.
Had to settle for less.
This is not as good.
Yeah,
It's
but
all in my beer. I can-
what happened was I got the cup, and you know how when you brown hamburger meat, it goes
Yeah.
from like red to gray to brown.
Yeah, that gray is the worst part. I'm just.
It was a gray ball in a cup, and I looked.
The top of it is dry, and the
Yes.
bottom is just soaked
I
in
looked. I
oil
walked up.
or
I walked
grease.
up
It's
because
awful.
they had. Because what Good Hope has it is.
Half a sauce
You
cup.
know, since Good Hope, I don't. And by the way, I just want to get that out here. Everyone at Handsful will say Good Hope's one of the best schools to go to because it's the rich. No, they are not.
Good
No, they are not.
That's Coleman, bro.
I had.
Anyways, Coleman.
Hey, a Good Hope. I'm sorry if you watch this video. I'm just gonna be honest with you, but like, a Good Hope, the school events suck. The pep rallies are dead. Nobody wants to do anybody. Everyone's antisocial, and like for me, that sucks because I'm a social person. And then everyone, like my 8th grade year, everybody. Go ahead.
What grade are you in?
9th. Well, I'll be in 10th this year.
Did you ever come to Raiders for Christ?
Yes. I went every year.
So you've
last year.
seen me
I've seen you.
before.
Yeah, I
and you've
knew
heard me
you.
speak.
'Cause
That's cool. I didn't know that. I'm learning this
Yeah, I knew
right now.
you because you went last year.
Yeah.
I went almost every day last year because you would go with Pastor Braxton.
Yep.
And when I first went to production, I was like, hey, he low-key looks really familiar. And
Mm-hmm.
then you said your name was Nick. I was like, I know that guy.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I handed you donuts a few
You
times.
didn't hold me donut. You handed me a, I will always remember because someone stole it on the way to class. You handed me a Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit. And I was walking.
We did do those a couple
I
times.
was walking-
We had to stop doing that because we'd order 3 of those things full, and each
Yeah.
one has 75, I think, or maybe 100, and we still wouldn't have enough. I don't know if you know this, but that's like $300 of
Yeah,
biscuits.
the only thing that made me mad is like nobody. It was that group was relatively small. It wasn't really much people. It was
Raiders
like
for Christ?
Yeah, maybe like 30, 45 people.
You're insane.
No.
Every week I counted over 100.
No, there's no way. Because when I went, there
have-
was maybe 30, 45 people.
No, I literally have photos of the entire side of the gym.
Well, then let's go with.
I've got the
Okay,
sauce.
then let's go with that. But then, like, the moment the school would announce that there's biscuits or donuts, all of a sudden those numbers would double by, like, I'm swinging it around. Just. Those numbers would, like.
The thing is, it's going to, like, you're going to be loud when you're swinging it towards your face. It's going to pick you up. but it's gonna be a little quieter
Yeah.
when you go away. So it's like.
But like,
And I can't edit that. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
I'm sorry, I still have an apple taste in it. It's probably gonna be pickle. It's not. What did it do? Bite you?
oh come on! Wait. Lemon lime.
Same. I got lemon lime too. The first initial taste, you can taste the little bits of pickle.
Watermelon.
Is that 3 in a row? Watermelon?
That's 3 in a row.
No, you got lemon lime one time.
No, it was
What did you get?
watermelon, watermelon, lemon lime,
I
watermelon.
think it might have been a lemon lime.
I was like, there's another apple.
I
My
have no
gosh.
idea what it was.
It was watermelon.
I don't know how long we've been recording.
Why'd you grab it by the fluff?
But like, sorry, Nick. We were. He killed it. No, guys. I have
That's
an
gonna
idea.
be
I have
so
an idea.
loud, I'm so
I tell
sorry.
y'all what. I feel like at a certain point in Nick's career, if he gets big, we should shave Nick bald. Everything. His beard, his hair, shut up. His eyebrows. Like, just Nick's entire facial structure needs to go bald.
Like the full moon barbecue.
What was that laugh?
No, get it back. Let it laugh like this.
He sounds like the Clash of Clans goblins when you spawn them. That's what he sounds like.
It was like 3 a.m. one night.
This is the most entertaining
It was like
podcast
2 a.m. It was me, Roger, and that Drake kid. I don't know if you met him.
That Drake kid?
Drake.
Yes,
and
I
we were
met
playing
Drake.
War Thunder. And I died, but I got side shot, and his bullet, like his shell ricocheted up my tank, and it went through my barrel and killed my entire crew. And then I let out the most Lego Batman laugh I've ever done.
I've got a funny story about that.
Oh boy.
Continue though. I was gonna wait till you're finished.
Yeah, I let out the most Lego Batman laugh, and then Roger screen recorded it, and he sent it to everybody. And then my ex, another really embarrassing thing about me, my ex-girlfriend at the time, she was on mute, her camera was off, she wasn't talking, right? So I was like, I'm gonna play my Transformers, right? I got these 4 little action figures. I got Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Megatron, and Optimus Primal. And I was like, wow, you can't do this. And I was like I was making them fight and stuff, right? Knocking them over. You know, I was acting like I was 4. A 15-year-old.
So I'm trying to hold it back.
Yeah, just laugh. I don't care.
I love it.
Yeah, a 15-year-old boy. I'm over here, blah blah blah. You know, making them fight. My ex-girlfriend at the time was not muted. I thought I was muted. I thought my camera was off. My camera wasn't off. I wasn't muted. She screen recorded the whole thing, and now I get made fun of for it.
Did it turn into an ick?
For her, yeah.
Probably.
Okay, first of all, I freaking hate that whole idea.
No, she's when we broke
Makes
up.
me angry.
When we broke up, she said.
100%. I can go on and on about
Yeah.
that.
It's
When we broke up,
ridiculous.
she said, and I quote, I was too much of a child for her. And because I remember her texting that, and I texted, I can show y'all, I texted, I'm 15. Do you expect me to act like a 37-year-old? And
37's crazy.
well, I mean, it's in that range of being old but young.
I love how Nick's question.
Nick, I'm not saying you're old.
Where are you from and how'd you get into Christianity? Now we're talking about Planet Transformers.
I haven't even asked Mason
Oh,
that
yeah,
yet.
I'm gonna let Zoe finish
I had-
her story now.
Oh, she finished everything. We talked about everything.
What story?
Oh, the Christianity thing.
We
thought I
finished
did.
that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
All right,
I've
okay.
asked a whole nother question since
I'm
then,
so sorry.
which she also answered. My funny story about the Batman laugh. So, a little while back, I was trying to figure out who I was by myself, because I had been going from relationship to relationship, and my whole identity was being with someone, right? So I was like, I gotta be comfortable with me being alone, right?
Yeah.
Because being alone is not the same thing as being lonely.
Yeah, being alone, you like focus on yourself, like
Yeah.
like making money,
So
doing good
I
in life.
couldn't go anywhere by myself and be comfortable. I couldn't sit down and eat. I couldn't go like do something fun by myself. Now, so this time I was like, okay, let me start out. I'm gonna go see a movie by myself. The D&D movie was in theaters at the time,
That's a good movie.
and it was so funny. It
was a good movie.
I buy my ticket. It's a later show, and it's a week after it's released because it was so popular. I was like, I'm not gonna go in there when all of Coleman's going to be there.
Yeah.
So I went a week after. I buy my ticket. I go in there. I walk into the theater. Not a single person in the entire theater for the showing. And I'm like, we've got 10 minutes. So I walked to the top, went top, middle. I usually go middle, but I went top, middle this
I
time.
don't like being in the middle. I like being at the top.
Well, middle, you don't have to look down or up.
Yeah.
But I went top, middle, just because I got paranoid. I don't know. Big place by myself. Movie starts. I watched that entire movie by myself, like I owned that theater.
Good for you.
I laughed and looked around me to enjoy it with people, and there was nobody there.
That's the best.
Just
I'm
like the
sorry.
Batman Lego movie.
In that moment,
Yes.
I probably would have
Yes.
cried for you.
I was like,
Aw. I have no friends. Okay. I was in seventh grade.
7th grade.
I was in seventh grade when this happened, and it was me and Miss Whaley's cousin's daughter,
Uh-huh.
and I really liked her. She really liked me. I was like, "Do you want to go on a date with me?" And she was like, "Yeah." And so I went. You know Logan's. Yeah. I was short and stubby. That's how I sounded. And
I think Nick feels insulted.
why would Nick feel insulted? I'm not calling him short and stubby.
She was.
Sophie, what do you have to say about that?
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No.
I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just kidding.
No, you're not. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And
What do you
so-
want to say?
Say it. Say it.
Say it with your chest. There you go. There you go.
And
No one's gonna hear that.
so, and
This is
so,
gonna be.
You should play actual cat sounds over that.
yeah,
try.
you can put like an edit cat sound. But we were sitting at, I was sitting at Logan's, right, and I was little. My mom wasn't gonna leave me there alone, so my mom sits in a whole other booth, right, by herself,
Right.
and I felt kind of bad.
You went to Logan's?
Yeah, I was dedicated. I was gonna get her to be my girlfriend.
Brother, you're not dedicated. Your parents were dedicated.
Yeah. Anyway.
What are you talking about?
Okay, but anyway.
You said, I'm taking Logan's. Your parents said, yeah, I guess we can afford it.
Yeah.
That's what
And
happened,
so
okay?
I waited, because the reservation was at 7:30. I got there at 7, and she said she'd be there around like 7:10. I'm sorry, my ADHD
She
is
said
like,
it's going to be there
It's a
around
lightsaber.
7:10. That's going to be so loud.
anyway, and so I'm sitting there, and it's like 9:30.
Yeah.
No one has showed up. Nobody showed up.
Did you get stood
I got stood up my very first day ever. So I'm in tears. I'm
big
so
sad.
upset.
That's really big
I
sad.
see my mom across the thing, right?
Yeah.
I got up, walked over to my mom, and went, "I love you, Mom." And we ate dinner together.
That is so
That's so wholesome.
wholesome.
And then we leave, and
So
I got
what
a
did
text.
you say to her? Oh, what did
I
she
got
say?
a text when I was at, it was like 11:30, and I didn't see it the next morning. And I got a text. Well, my mom got a text at the phone. At the
Right.
time, I didn't have a phone.
Right.
It said, "Hey, sorry for not being able to come last night, Mason. My dog had passed away, and I felt so bad."
You shouldn't feel bad. She should have said something.
Yeah.
She should have.
And
she should have
no,
communicated.
it's what.
Hey, I can't
it's
be
what
there.
It's what
My
came,
dog is dead.
It's what came after that that made me feel bad. Because when we left,
Oh.
when we left, I sent her a text on my mom's phone. I was like, I was like, sorry you couldn't come tonight. I don't know if I did anything, or like, I'm sorry if I came off as like too clingy or something like that.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, you're good. And then we got into a really big argument.
That escalated. What
Yeah,
the
it
freak?
got into like, because she said something.
No,
about-
you're good. Argument.
Yeah, she
What?
said something about how like.
She said, no, you're good. You said,
she
no,
was-
I'm not.
She was talking to another boy.
How old were you?
I was 7. Okay, I've had.
Pause. Wait.
were-
Hold
you
on.
were 7,
No,
you went
you weren't
to
7. You were in 7th grade.
I was in 7th grade. Yeah. Okay, but we were So I was
7 going on dates, crazy.
13,
Oh.
13. And so I was.
13?
This happened 2 years ago. Like me and my mom was super close.
Don't say that. I was 13. That was 2 years ago.
Anyway,
Brother, what? That was 13 years ago for me.
yeah.
I was 13 years ago.
How do you feel about that?
Not great.
But
Single, no kids.
we were. Oh.
Big sad.
Oh.
Continue.
You'll find a wife soon. You'll find a wife soon.
It will happen on God's timing.
Facts.
Anyway.
Still big sad.
And so We get
Just
to this
kidding,
really big argument because she said that the only reason she said she wanted to go on the date was because she felt bad for me. And that's why she never showed. And so I lost it. I was so mad. I said some really bad things. And then what made me even more mad is her dog didn't actually die. She was just trying to pawn it off.
Oh.
She doesn't deserve that dog.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then
That's horrible.
my 8th grade year, this girl named Peyton Schultz walked up to me.
God, we're name dropping.
We are name dropping.
This girl named
God.
Peyton Schultz walks up
I
to me.
might edit out that name both times.
Well, you might have
I
to.
don't know these people.
Well,
Say,
this girl.
This
A random
girl.
girl's gonna watch
Sorry,
my
I'm
podcast
sorry,
like,
Nick.
that's me!
I'm sorry, Nick. I'm sorry. Anyway, this girl walks up to me and goes, Mason, you're cute. I think we should go out. I was like, okay. And so we
Do
go
you
out.
have a dog?
Huh?
Do you have a dog?
Do you have a dog and is it in good health?
Yes. And so I'm gonna ask every guy out with that question from now on. But we go out and we went to the skating rink. You know the one at Weimar? Yeah, I know. We hung out there. We were doing all good, and we had a good time. We ended
That's
up-
not a great place to. Sorry, I probably just spit everywhere. That's not a great place to take someone on a date.
Yeah, but no, it was a Sunday. None of those really bad people were there.
Okay.
It was a Sunday.
It's much better than it was when I was your age.
Yeah,
It was-
I stopped going because
when I
people.
grew
You
up-
wouldn't be. No one skates there anymore. It's just bad. You know, I'll tell you. Later.
So the owners weren't great. They sold. I don't know if they still do, but at the time they sold a lot of energy drinks, and
They still do.
The lights were super dim. There was plenty of dark corners, so plenty of
You can see
opportunity
where it
for
leads.
some
You can see where this leads.
people who shouldn't be doing adult actions doing adult
Unholy
action.
activity.
Yes.
It was bad because
PA.
it was me
times 10.
and my stepsister at the time, and which sounds bad off with.
That's nasty.
It sounds bad, but we didn't do anything. She'd been begging me for almost a whole year to come to the July 4th all-night skate, right? It's from 7 to 6 a.m. the next morning. I'm slowly moving the
That
microphone.
sounds awful.
Yeah, it was. But you can't sleep. If they catch you sleeping, they kick you out. And yes, like literally, they'll kick you out in the cove, and you'll have to stay there. And
That's terrible.
yeah, so I went, and I met this guy on the line, and he was like, "Hey, your sister's cute," and I was like, "Thanks, I guess. I don't know why you're telling me this." And she was like, "Do you think you can get her snap for me?" And I was like, "Sure." They started dating that night.
First comment. Any guy asking for a girl's snap first off,
Yeah,
immediate should be a rejection.
and so
You should not be asking for social media first. You should be
Yeah.
asking for a phone number, period.
yeah, and so fast forward, it's like 4
That's
o'clock,
crazy.
and I bought like $125 because it was all night, and that stuff is expensive. And I looked at Maddie, and they had my favorite monster. They had the Pacific Punch monster. And I said, Maddie, I'm not 16. Will you go get me a monster? Maddie's my sister. Maddie's not gonna
I
go.
wasn't sure who Maddie was.
Maddie's my stepsister.
Yeah, Maddie.
Yeah, Maddie, if
Maddie.
you're watching this,
I
you're
don't
doing the
even know
dishes
Maddie.
tomorrow. And
Okay, tomorrow, as in like tomorrow from the day we're recording, because this podcast's not going to come out for another 2 weeks. You're still doing the dishes tomorrow.
Maddie, you're doing the dishes. Maddie, you're doing the dishes in 2 weeks and 3 days. Anyway, that's all this specific, I know. Am I talking too much, Nick? I really feel like I'm talking way too much about random stuff.
This is a podcast.
This is it.
Mason.
The whole point is to speak words.
So, like, you're not mad?
Bro, I talked to so Hannah and Savannah, my old co-host, they did a takeover episode. I talked to them for 4 hours, okay? They interviewed me for 4 straight hours. I'm not that popular. Popular?
Popular. Whose was that?
That's upside down.
Was it you?
And it's still open to y'all's text messages. Oh, where are y'all? We were on our way up.
That was a while ago.
Yes, it was. Yes,
Anyway.
it was. We've been recording for a minute. Atticus, make sure to tag me so I can be the first to see it. Okay.
Anyway.
Sorry,
and
I'll
so
give more context
we
to
went
that
to
in a
the
minute.
skating rink, and then like you said, in the whole, there's a lot of adulty things that adult things shouldn't be having.
Facts.
And so I was just skating, and I was so happy about life. My best friend, my girl best friend at the time, was there. We were hanging out, and then I look over in the corner, and saw some very foul things happening with my stepsister. Yeah, I left.
Remind me that one.
No, I remember vividly. As soon as I saw it, I called my mom like immediately, and I called my stepdad, and I remember them like duking it out in the parking lot. because my stepdad was okay with it, but my mom wasn't, and so they were fighting, and then eventually Maddie got grounded. By the way, sorry for
gotta be
exposing
careful.
you this bad, Maddie. Maddie got
It's dropping everything.
You said I'm sorry for
Oh, no, I got
exposing
ground-
like this.
I got-
but here's the tea.
I don't care, because she got me grounded for 6.5 months
How dare you, Maddie?
because I was.
What did you do? It can't be for nothing.
Okay. So
You can't be mad at her for
it was on
snitching
4th of
if
July.
you
It
did
was
the
4th
thing
of July.
wrong.
It was 4th of July, and I had a Roman
What
candle
day was
shooter.
it?
4th of July.
Okay.
Roman candle shooter. A Roman candle. Whatever the things you hold in the
Yeah,
shoot.
I know what a Roman candle is.
My
I don't know why I say it like that.
My brother was really ticking me off that day.
Oh.
Really. And he
Angry.
punched me in the jaw for no reason. And so I
Violence.
lit a Roman candle, and while that man was
Oh
walking
my
away, I
goodness.
shot him in the back with the Roman candle 6 times.
That doesn't.
Six
That
times.
doesn't translate. That doesn't. You punched me in the face, so I'm gonna shoot a bomb at you 6 times. How dare you punch me in the jaw? Here's 6 fireballs.
He only
Give me
had
that,
first
give me that, give me that.
he only had first degree burns.
You said, man, that hurt. That's what she said.
Wait. He only had
Oh my gosh.
first degree burns.
Yeah, it was only first degree burns.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't hurt him that.
It wasn't second, it wasn't third. He had a second on his left elbow.
He said, you said a bit different. What was that?
And then my mom, my sister saw it.
The boy
My brother said that he wouldn't tell.
come
Like,
to die.
yeah, my brother said he wouldn't tell. So I was like, okay. My stepsister said if I didn't give her $25, she was telling mom, and I didn't have $25. So I got grounded for 6.5 months.
How much money?
25,
How old are you?
10.
What 10-year-old just has $25?
Oh, my stepsister's 27. No, not 27. She's 19 now. and
Now?
She was 16 at the time. So,
So she might have had a job.
oh, because I did not do my math wrong. Because she was
You-
16 at the time, and now she's 20. Yeah, she's 20 now. not
Okay.
19. She's a year older than you.
So
I'm 18.
2 years older than you.
when do you turn 19?
Okay.
That was aggressive.
I'm sorry.
When do you
September-
turn 19? I want to hear it.
Seriously, I'm so sorry if I'm being like too. Like,
I love it. This is entertaining. I feel like I keep leaning out of frame, and like yeah. But also when I lean up here, like I feel like I'm blocking her, so I'm trying to stay in the sweet
Stay
spot.
still.
for here.
Stay still. I will be 19, September 25th.
September 25th. Nice.
Yums. Indeed.
Mason, when's your birthday?
April 7th, 2010.
You don't have to give me a birth date, man.
Oh, it's okay. At 12:59.
I was
Not 12. Yeah, 12:59.
I was 11 on your birthday, but I turned 12 that year.
Really?
Yes.
When were you born?
You literally just said. You mean the month and day?
No, like when was your birthday?
The month and day, July 31st.
Oh.
And you just figured out the year.
And
Like 5
you
seconds ago.
you guessed the year.
1998.
Yes.
Okay.
July 31st, 1998. So I graduated high school at 17. Having a summer birthday, I almost said having a summer baby. Being a summer baby. Being a summer baby.
Having a summer baby.
I graduated at 17.
God, y'all's hands are warm. This mic is so warm.
Well, you got Mason over there, death gripping it, so he's not doing this. You know, like I got onto him. He's like, okay, I gotta hold it like this.
June 25th.
June 25th.
So every year when we go to like camp or anything, day after my birthday.
Well, that's 5 days this year.
No, we're going
June
on the
30th.
26th.
No.
I thought we were going on the 26th.
June. It's June 30th through July 3rd.
We changed the dates.
It's been that way the whole time. It's been June 30th.
It's something different every year. It's something different.
Yeah. What'd you say? What'd you?
So what do you want to do again?
It depends. So our first camp, we went to Shaco Springs. I was so when I was saying
The
I was gonna
trauma.
say Shaco or Shakalula, thinking of Nakalula Falls. I was like, that's not the right word. What is it? Shaco Springs. and it was a camp that had a pond, and we reserved the pond for one night. We stayed. No, this was like 2 hours away from here.
We don't have alligators in
Yeah.
Alabama.
So we stayed in the cabins or apartments, kind of, on the top of the hill. Okay, so
Worst experience of my
oh
life.
my gosh, because it not
The
even
hill
that.
was
The whole
this.
camp, it wasn't even student camp. It was fat camp.
Literally.
That's how it felt because it was 90% games in the hot sun, and every game required mostly running.
Didn't like 2 people get sent to the
and
hospital?
physical. One person had a knee kind of pop out of place.
One of my friends, Brayden, who works on here,
Yeah.
he like passed out from the heat.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Because we kept running out of water. They wouldn't bring it to us.
And
you
when
know?
we got water, you know, like when like it's like Kona ice or something, y'all have those little cups. That's what the cups were. They were the cones.
We're sitting there, and you got like 90-something students
And
in a
let's-
line trying to get this water, and you get like this much. You get a shot of water, right? You get one swaller, and then so you got the ones that are like entitled that will sit there and refill, right? You got everybody else trying to get their first freaking swallow of water,
3, that's enough for me.
right? I'm like, hey, freaking move on. We got other people. So some people don't even end up getting water, and none of the leaders got water because as a leader, you eat or drink last.
And then let's talk about the fact that we got like 4 pizzas.
Oh my gosh.
4 Little Caesars pizzas.
4 Little
for
Caesars
like
pizzas.
100 people.
For everybody.
How did y'all do that?
It's like
Split
those.
them into 16?
It's like
It
those
was
school
not-
parties
it
where
was
they're
not.
like, "Oh, it's a pizza party, guys," and the
It was-
pizza's like that big.
and we only had like an hour of Jesus time every night. When I say that, I just mean like we only had one service.
And let me
every night.
say, everyone there was like half asleep because here's what we do: we'd do the stuff in the morning, go eat lunch, go back, go to the cabins, take showers, and then we'd have to walk down the hill and go to there, and it was awful.
Yeah.
And then everyone was fighting over the chicken.
Yeah.
What chicken?
It sounds like
Everyone was fighting over their
What
stupid
chicken?
rubber
It's
chicken.
church boot camp, guys.
Yes, that's pretty much what it was. So this year, the year after that, we decided not to do camp. We went to Motion instead.
Also, Motion was the best experience of my life.
Motion was freaking incredible.
When you
I
ask
loved
me
it.
questions, that's Motion's gonna come up in there heavily.
Bet, because Motion's awesome, and Motion did a lot for you.
No
right?
pickle.
I need one.
Pickle.
why are you only getting pickle?
Pickle.
I don't like the vinegar.
You will never believe it.
Was it pickle?
You will never believe it.
Watermelon.
Watermelon.
It's just vinegar. There's more to pickles than vinegar. Not according to them.
Dying.
It was
That's
so good.
3 pickles for me.
That's really good.
Might be 4. How many times have we eaten? I'm pretty sure I've gotten a pickle almost every time.
I've got pickle twice.
Got lemon lime twice. And pickle 3 times.
I've gotten watermelon like 5 times.
You've got an apple
4.
I have
4.
no idea what I got, but it wasn't pickle.
Dadgum.
Probably lemon bob.
Yeah.
Boy.
So we went to Motion, and then that was last year. This year, we've gone to Motion twice now, right?
I think so. Because there was a day when we got to go like to the floor level, and you had to go 2 times to get that.
Yes. So we went to Motion in 22.
Also, I think it's so funny how
No, in
everyone was
Motion
hating on
24.
Church of the Highlands of Motion. They were like, "Oh, it's the Highland snobs." It
Yeah.
was so
I don't know
funny.
why they were like that. I freaking love Highlands. Well, Pastor Austin came from the Highlands College, so I
I
think
remember.
that's probably what
I
it
don't know
was.
who it was. One of the pastors were like, "I paid $25 million in tuition to go to the Church of the Highlands." It was so funny.
25 billion is crazy. So it was Motion 22, Camp 23, Motion 24, Camp 25. So that's where we're going back to camp. We're trying to have more Jesus time this time. That's the one thing we really wanted because everyone hated those games.
They were so violent. There was one where you had to like knee slide into tires and just grab mass
Yeah.
amounts of tires.
Yeah, so we had different sizes of tubes.
Boot camp.
Literally boot camp.
Like tire
Quite
tubes.
literally boot camp.
It was like tire
Well,
tube. It was the
basically.
tubes, not the actual tires, right? So we had little ones about that big, and then we had big ones
It's
about
like
that
baby
big.
boot camp, not
And we just put them
Don't
all.
forget hug boot
We
camp.
put them all in the middle of the field, and all 4 teams had each corner. and one person from each team sprinted, got as much as they could. They could either just grab what nobody else has, or fight someone else for the ones they have, right?
And there were different sizes.
You grab them, you run back to your stage, put them behind your line, turn around, run and grab more if there's still more.
Is it just one post ride or is it like a relay?
One person per team, and you go until all the tires in the middle are gone. So I ran. They were like, Nick, please come and play. We don't got nobody else. So I was.
Weren't you on red team?
Sprinting. I
Weren't you on
grabbed-
red?
Yeah, I was red team.
That's
It's
why.
embarrassing.
Red was so bad. They gave you the
they-
spirit
They
token
gave us the spirit token for
out
free.
of out of pity.
Out of pity, because we were so far behind on points. Even with the extra pity points from the spirit thing, we came dead last. Because we were all Madison students, and at the time, all the Madison students were this big. Okay? All right. So,
That's so sad.
yeah, we had maybe 2 or 3, like,
One's gonna be, like,
normal size.
One's gonna be like falling over.
Normal size.
Normal size.
Were you?
One's gonna be like over here on the field. And, like,
That's crazy.
passionate, so I have to walk over and go, "Are you okay?"
It was wild. But I was running up there, and I grabbed some, and I seen this guy go for one. I can't remember who it was, because I think they might have worn glasses and they weren't wearing them that day. And I was like, you're not getting that. That's mine. So I grabbed it, and he starts trying to pull. And I hooked my arm on it, and I started dragging him. And
I remember that.
yeah, it was a good time, because nobody, like, a lot of people don't think I'm athletic. I'm not saying I am. I'm more athletic than I look. I'm not overly athletic, but I'm not athletic.
Thank you for clarifying.
Anyway.
Average. I'm not trying to brag, okay? That's why I'm trading lightly, because I don't like to brag. So that surprised everybody. I thought it was funny. The guy, I was kind of afraid that the guy was going to get mad, because I don't like making people mad if they're my friends, and I'm friends with all the other leaders from everywhere, because, well, we all got the same mission, right? So when I finished, I had to go and apologize, because I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. But he was cool with it. That's kind of part of the game. I wasn't the only one that drugged people.
So you will
There was bigger people dragging bigger people than me. Not like bigger, but like bigger.
I think the worst one was with the beach balls, and when 2 people would fight over them, they would make them lie on the grass on their back. It was kind of like when they do the point in basketball.
Yeah.
They throw it up and you gotta fight over it. It was like that, but this probably not that big.
You could barely fit it in this room right here.
Yeah.
The one where they do, some
It
people
was
are
big.
doing sodas one day.
No, it was way bigger than that one.
Way bigger than that.
Way bigger, like 10 times.
They would not let you do
like
this one.
you couldn't wrap your arms around that.
If you blew that thing all the way up and touched one side of this wall, it probably is touching that entertainment center.
Yeah.
That's how
And
big.
and what you'd have to do is you'd lay on the ground, they'd throw it up, and you'd have to get up the fastest and try to grab it while it's in the air and run back to your team.
Yeah. So the tall people that were also super athletic would have the clear advantage, because with their wingspan, they could either jump up and smack it towards their team, or like in the air,
So
and
it's
it basically fly the way.
like a game of volleyball.
Or yes, well, or they could like it was deflated just enough for them to actually wrap their arms around it and hold it. So they would actually pinch it and run with it. And I'm like,
amazing.
y'all are lucky that I wasn't playing, because I will get aggressive, and I'll come on the other side of that and ram into it, and you're going that direction.
I think
Okay.
I think the worst game that we played
What?
was to me it was ankle tag. So
What is
when you
ankle tag?
okay, so
Oh
there were
my
people chasing
gosh,
you
this
with
freaking
like
game.
dodgeballs.
Yeah.
And you'd have to it was like probably from here to where they do the meetings and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably that. And you'd have to run across, and people would be trying to throw dodgeballs at you to get you out.
Yeah.
But then there would also be people sitting on the ground, crisscross applesauce, trying to grab you by the ankle.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
terrible.
So-
They grab
so-
you, you just
Well,
Yeah.
there was 2 people with the dodgeballs. I don't know what they were called. I'm gonna call them hunters. So there's 2
That's what
hunters.
they were called, yeah.
And was that really what they were
Yeah.
called? Well, sweet. So you're running from line to line, like the fitness Grand Pacer test.
Yeah.
Right.
Literally, it was fat. Yeah.
And if you get hit with the dodgeball, you sit, and then you are now the person trying to get the other people.
And, like,
You're supposed to tag them, but they were grabbing.
And like
That's
the
terrible.
people
Yeah,
who
yeah.
were the hunters,
I was dying.
they weren't little kids.
No.
They were like his age.
Yeah, they had some leaders, and they were yeeting them dodgeball.
Yeah, they were
brother.
like, and they could run after you. So just
Yeah, they-
imagine you're
they-
just trying to run to the other side.
Yeah. Like they didn't have this little circle they had to stay in.
No.
They were free reign, so they'd say go, and we just freaking sprint, right? And I'm over there. We've gone like 10 times, and everyone's. And I'm like, what is going
What
on?
I would do
man? What's
is I
happening?
would take a whole bunch of the little kids, right?
Yeah, I think
take-
Red Team ended up winning one of those. And that
take,
might have been
like-
the only game we won.
Take like a whole bunch
Oh, you're going for another
of
one.
bungee cords or like rope and
Yeah.
tie every single one of those little kids around my waist and just run, because that way if the ball hits me, it's hit one of the little kids, not me.
That's messed up.
But it works.
Yeah, but then you got to cut them loose when they get hit, or you're dragging people that are just dead weight.
You'll never guess.
Watermelon. What is with?
No.
You figured out the color.
Okay,
That
if
ain't-
this is pickle, my life is a lie.
My life is a lie.
That was like, I think that's the best watermelon one.
Is your life a lie?
My life's a lie. I'm kidding.
Oh no, he's suffering.
That's 5 pickles.
Yeah, it was watermelon.
5 big boobs.
5 big booms.
No. I remember the first day I came to production.
Negative 5 big booms for that freaking pickle.
I remember the first day I ever came to production.
Yeah.
Nathan, Ben,
It's disgusting.
and somebody else came in here like freight trains and started this. It was
Ben?
Sophie's birthday, and they were like, "So no, it was Sophie."
Here in like
It was.
January.
It was.
June.
No, it was something like, because they said Sophie gets 5 big booms, and they kept just screaming it.
I have a video about it.
They just do that.
Wait, let me see that.
You think they have to have a reason to do
No.
that?
I never heard of that before, and so I'm sitting here. You know how I play solitaire
Yeah.
every Sunday after I listen to a service. I'm sitting here playing solitaire. The room is full. Someone says something like Nathan's there. I don't know who else was there. Most of the production team. Everyone was just kind of doing their own thing, and someone mentions the booms, right?
Uh-oh.
And Nathan's like, "Oh yeah, let's give 5 big booms to Zoe," and like everyone was like, they weren't even paying attention. Everyone in unison looked at me and went, "Boom, boom, boom," and I was like,
Said,
It-
what is going on?
I was so confused. I was like, they weren't even like acknowledging my existence, and they all just boom.
They heard big booms and Zoe
They all
and
locked
said,
in.
boom! That was so loud. I'm so sorry.
I think that Zoe is the only one who's gonna be able to get her story out because we've branched out like 20 times on 20 different.
actually really short, so I can probably get mine out.
Just say it.
5 minutes.
Okay, Mason, where are you from? When did you receive Christ, and how have you gotten where you're at right now? That story for younger people is going to be a little different because
Okay.
older people have had a little bit of life experience.
Well, I'm from Gulfport, Mississippi.
I was not expecting that.
I'm from Mississippi. Where did you think I was from?
I had no idea.
Zoe, the first time she met me, said Boston.
I did not say
Yes, you
Boston.
did. You said you sound like you're from Boston.
Oh.
I never said that. Someone else said that. That was not me.
They look just like you.
Zoe is denying the allegations.
Because Zoe doesn't need.
Zoe's
I
the
don't
one
know.
who said it. So
Anyway,
I
but
don't know what
Allegedly.
Boston are like.
I
I've
was-
never been there.
Boston! Sorry.
we lived in Gulfport until like my
Screw off of that, Cody.
till I was 3, and they had my mom had my brother, and we moved up to North Carolina.
Okay.
I loved North Carolina because I just liked the way it snowed, the way it was, like, I loved
I
it.
thought you were going to say, I love the way it smelled.
Yeah, and so I went to this really cool, like it was a very small town. Like the elementary school was probably the size of this church,
Yep.
and
That's a big elementary school.
well, yeah, but and I went there until my 2nd grade year, and my dad, I had some family issues with my dad and my mom, so we moved in.
Sad.
We moved in with my aunt, and they worked for a company, like a construction company, so we were all over the place. I never like generally stayed in one place, and then we moved back down to Mississippi, and we moved back up here. I went to Hansville for 3 years, moved here, and then my friend Ashton was like, "Hey, come to Day Store with us." And I was like, "What's Day Store?" And she was like, "It's a church." And I was like, I wasn't at the time. I wasn't too big on church things.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
really know much about it.
Right.
I didn't know where I stood and that kind of stuff.
Right.
And he was like, it'd be fun, but when I went with him, he just hung out with his girlfriend, and they didn't do anything.
Oh, that's rough.
And so I didn't.
When was this?
It was last year. Like, it was like the beginning of last year.
Okay.
And I wasn't too comfortable to go do stuff, so I just sat down with them.
How much later did I end up yelling at you for something?
Funny enough, I think like 4 weeks later, because I was talking, because I was yelling.
Mid-service over here, right?
Yeah, I was mid-service. I was yapping about something.
Were
Like,
you one of those kids?
I walked over there and said, "Hey, can y'all shut the freak up and listen to the guy talking?" And everyone was like, "Oh, I can't believe he said it like
yeah,
that."
no, I never shut up.
And then during prayer, I walked over there and said, "Hey guys, I'm so sorry. That was a bit much, a little too
Yeah.
aggressive." Y'all were like, "No, you're good." You
I
got
don't
me.
know.
I
We
was
weren't.
like, "Okay,
We weren't
sweet."
mad. We were just surprised.
I was like, man, I think I may have been a little too heated about that.
Yeah, but like, and like every time I went after that, it was really just and I hate saying this like out loud, especially in the church. It was really just to hang out with my friends.
Yeah, that's how almost every student starts. out.
And I was just like, I don't know, something doesn't feel right. And one day, it was Unite.
Oh.
It was Unite,
Unite's nice.
and this girl who I was friends with, she
Mm.
was crying one day doing service because it was one of those services they were talking about like grudges, lust, and all that.
Oh,
And
yeah,
she had a
that's-
lot going on
that's a big one.
grudge-wise.
Yeah.
And so I really liked her. So I put my hand in her back and I was like comforting her. And I didn't snap. I was like, blah, blah, blah. Are you okay? And a week later, I was sitting in the slide. I got a text back saying she was. And I honestly, we don't talk anymore, but I kind of thank her. Because ever since her, I really did start paying attention and
Mhm.
lessons. And like now,
Yeah.
I'll actually go up there and like worship.
You
And-
know who you, you know who you reminded me of when I first seen you.
Oh.
Sorry, I laugh because that's something
Wait,
Zoe
when I had,
says
like-
every day I see
Like
her.
when I had like last year long hair or this year long hair?
I said Sophie.
This is Zoe.
I swear I said Sophie.
Said Zoe.
I'm gonna have to go back during editing, and I'll have to tell y'all because I'm pretty sure I said Sophie. Because I
You
pointed
said-
at you, I said Sophie.
You said Zoe.
Anyways. Last year, I believe it was either last year or earlier this year. I remember seeing you in the hallway talking to some girls, multiple group.
That makes you sound like that.
It was a group of women. I don't know what to tell you.
And this is why Nathan thought of.
It was a group of people that so happened to be females.
Okay, anyway,
Is that
anyway.
better? Anyways, your semantics, your what's the word I'm looking for?
Goof.
Period.
The,
Airbag.
the things that people do when they talk and stuff like that. The typical
Your gestures.
gestures. There's a word for it. I can't remember it right now. See, I told you my words aren't great. So, anyways,
There's a lot of gestures when I'm
Um,
talking to people. I'll talk with my hands. Hence with I'm swinging this around.
So-
when I talk.
What did he look like? What did he remind you of?
Jack Doherty.
I can see it.
And it made, I'm not gonna lie,
That's
this
lucky.
is not a proud
Disrespectful
leader moment. It made me think you were a troublemaker right out the gate, which is, obviously why I was getting onto you. Because, well, the reason why I was so aggressive is because someone had already told y'all twice.
There was, I don't mean this in a rude way towards her because I love her. I call her grandma. It was that lady who always wears the green jacket.
The-
Bonnie.
Miss
Miss Bonnie was the
yes.
first one. The second one was Hannah. And then after y'all didn't do it a third time, I was like, a male's got to go over there and talk
Yeah.
to these guys. You know
You
what
scared Ashton like hardcore. Sorry if you're watching this, Ashton, but you scared Ashton like hardcore.
I'm sorry, I'm putting my feet in that. That's my bad, dog.
But
Don't look at me like that.
it was kind of
I'll put
like
my feet
I don't
back.
know, and I hate saying like a girl was the reason I started getting closer to guys, but like, aww.
Just a tweet.
Hush, little microphone, don't you cry.
Oh my god!
Come on, man. I'm
Sophie.
comfortable.
What are you two,
Have them.
Sophie? Ow.
Finally! Oh my gosh.
I haven't got one yet.
What did you get?
Lemon lime. Watermelon!
Lemon lime.
Oh, okay.
One minute.
It's
Lemon lime.
watermelon inside of a watermelon.
No idea. I don't think it was pickle.
That's one of the greatest vines ever.
After this one.
I said one of the greatest, not the greatest. I don't
This
know
is
the
my kid.
greatest.
But like, I don't know. I hate saying like that's how I got closer because like in a way I feel like if I came to church I should have been there for church. But
I mean, did your friend invited you?
yeah.
You're there to hang out with friends.
But like I gotta give thanks. I'm not gonna name drop her because she might actually like kill me if I did. But like,
So you name drop everyone.
but like I don't care because
He said everyone else, whatever.
Because they're my age. She was like 18 at the time.
Okay.
And yes, I like to.
Because you said you came to church for a girl, and then you say this was
Okay.
a year and a half ago, and then you proceed.
I was
say she's
14.
18.
No, I started getting closer this year. Like this year's when I actually started paying attention to people.
No, but it's just.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
So is that your story?
Yeah. And now I actually pay attention and cool worship.
What do you want to do when you grow up?
When I go up,
Yeah.
there's a variety of things.
Hey, same here.
So
I wanna do
wanna
ministry,
do what you do.
be a
I wanna
podcaster,
stream,
TikToks,
I wanna stream,
whatever.
Like, because my dream setup is a computer.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Like it's
Just do it.
That was so corny.
Do it.
Like,
I love Shia LaBeouf so much.
but we were. You know who he reminds me of, like accent wise. Have
Me?
you ever watched The Boys? Juicy.
That's an awful
That's a terrible
but good
food.
show.
Juicy. He's juicy.
Who's Juicy?
No,
He's
not
juicy.
That. No.
Who's
not that.
Juicy?
Not that voice. It's a YouTube channel.
Oh, okay, never mind.
He's
I have
juicy.
no idea.
And why would I ever talk about that show in church? That's a horrible
I was
show.
about to
It's-
say, why you
Okay,
mentioning that?
listen. Good and terrible at the same time. You know
No,
what I
it
mean?
wasn't even good. It was just
It's-
bad. It was like lustful in almost every way possible. I don't think there was one scene in that show that was actually dedicated to superheroes.
That's the point. The point. Never mind. We shouldn't talk about that show. You're right, because it's terrible. As a Christian, I really, honestly, should feel conviction for enjoying the show.
Well,
Hold on. Wait. Let me rephrase that. Listen. A little teaching moment. Sin is fun. That's the whole point, right? The sin is not supposed to feel bad, otherwise we wouldn't have a problem with sin. Right? So don't feel bad for enjoying it, feel bad for doing it, period.
Yeah. Like,
So, yeah, that's yeah.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too. It was a good show.
It's just like
Now Starlight.
it's made to enjoy. That's the whole
Starlight
point.
fell off after season 2.
Yeah. Not. I wasn't talking about. I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna. Never mind. Let's get off the
Yeah,
topic.
off the
I don't want to talk about people
But anyway,
and their decisions on.
yeah,
let's
you
move
get
on.
the point. Anyway, sorry I made that weird, but Huh?
Sorry.
So what you was?
I thought you had to say something.
Well, you should keep that one because I don't know what anything to say. I thought we were trying to move on. And I don't really know what we were talking about initially.
He asked what I wanted to go, and I
Yeah.
completely went off topic.
I was about to say, what?
Because he said
I
my
didn't
accent
even
reminds him
say.
of some juicy person.
It's not. No, don't word it like that.
I realized that after I said.
Don't word it
I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that.
Him and Nathan both.
Some person named Juicy.
But I want to be
Oh my God.
a naval pilot
Uh-huh.
for the F-18s.
Oh, you look great without your glasses on.
When I squinted more.
Oh, thank you.
Going back on
I got a
topic,
pretty
back
bad
on
tan
topic,
line.
back on topic.
But
My tan line's terrible.
or oh,
It goes back.
Oh, yeah, it does. Because I get a...
there's a white spot in your hair.
That's what she was saying.
It's from us. We give him grace.
Oh, my gosh. I haven't had kids yet.
Are you sure you want kids after I put up with me, Sophie, and Zoe all the time?
Yes. Having a family is like one of my biggest dreams in my life, which is why I don't think that I'm called to be like Paul, because I feel like I wouldn't have the dream to have a wife and kids if I was meant to be single for the rest of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that wouldn't be put in my heart if that was the
Yeah,
case.
but-
Maybe it would. I don't freaking know.
A naval officer, if I can get, excuse me, my
Yeah.
grades up, because, yeah, they're not going to let someone with a 2.6 GPA fly jets.
Yeah.
I
Sick.
don't have a 2.6. I'm just saying I used to have a 2.6.
I was about to say, good lord.
I used to have a 1.
It's hard to get a 2.6.
I used to have a 1.8.
How do you do that?
Oh, I had 4 Fs.
Again, I ask, how do you do that?
I missed 2 months of school because I kept getting sick. And then I just looked at my teacher and decided not to do any of my makeup work, which I horribly
Okay.
regretted because, yeah.
Well, I
and
guess that'll do it pretty quick.
I looked at him with a straight face on the last day of school and
That's
begged
wrong.
him to let me do my makeup work, and he said yes.
You two are blurry right now. I can see you fine. You two are blurry.
Why?
Put your glasses back
I
on.
didn't realize. What?
I said you two are blurry. I can see her fine.
I can see you with
The
glasses.
further y'all get, she wears them sometimes, don't you?
No.
I'm tripping.
My mom does sometimes.
Yeah, like I can see Zoe being a librarian.
That's not an insult.
It's not an insult.
I was gonna
Hush.
clipping that.
No.
That's going. That's going on
I get
Instagram.
PTSD every time it sings. She's gonna post an Instagram. She's gonna post an Instagram story of her telling this like 13-year-old kid to be quiet. And go back.
Zoe will never see it because she doesn't have Instagram.
That's true, but I don't want people to be like, "Oh, you're the person on that podcast that said be quiet."
You're gonna see someone random in the street. They're gonna be like, "Be quiet!" You're gonna be like, "No!"
No, because that's how it is. I mean, you know that festival? I don't know if you've ever
You see people and they go, "Left butt cheek!"
No, literally. You know the Strawberry Festival, but not the one that happens in Coleman. The one that they do the grilled cheese festival.
Slow down. Slow down. Yes.
Deep breath.
Yes, I do. I know it. I know it.
I went to the grilled cheese festival, and this girl. I'm not gonna. Yeah, she goes to Hansel. I'm not gonna name
No,
drop.
not the girl. The girl
Oh.
cheese festival.
Yeah, Hansel.
Everything's in Hansful.
Right? All my
Okay,
best
all right.
movies are from Hansel. I hate Good Hope. I love Good Hope more than
Continue.
anything.
Please continue. Is
Anyway,
that?
but we go and we were hanging out, and a group of my friends halfway across that like the Hansville town, like that little town by the school,
Yeah.
they all screamed left butt cheek. And then the people that were on the stage singing said left butt cheek. Because everybody in Hansville knows me. I know everybody in Hansville.
That's incredible.
No, and so
That's incredible.
But anyway, I want to be a streamer for Transformers.
Thanks.
Like I like building model kits of Transformers.
Yeah. People love watching that kind
I
of stuff.
love it. I think
They
it's
watch
fun.
Lego streamers all the time.
My dream setup is a computer, and then in the background, 4 bookshelves, like those tall black ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With with white LED lights in them,
Oh.
and then with all of my Transformer model
Get
kits
the
just
rainbow ones
stacked
that just
up.
go.
Because the one I'm saving up for right now is Unicron, and it's one of the hardest ones to actually get
Yeah.
figured and formed.
Yeah, you excited for the new Transformers movie?
I'm
that has both Shia LaBeouf and Mark Wahlberg in it, and Megan Fox.
Pause.
They're bringing back the OGs, baby.
No, they're not. There's Rise of Unicron. It's gonna be a lead off of the last night. No, because Michael Bay signed his.
I seen a post that had
I'm gonna have to do
all
research.
4 actors in it.
That would be
Of the
so
main-
good.
I know, cause
I miss Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf was the greatest part about that whole series, in my opinion. I don't like the new Bumblebee. What'd you say?
You don't know who Shia LaBeouf is?
He's. You ever
Sorry
watched
for
the movie
yelling.
Holes?
Sorry for yelling.
I'm tired of these grandpa.
That's too dang bad.
He's that guy. No, he's not the old guy or the girl, obviously.
He's the guy-
Stanley Yelnats.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's fun fact. That's Miss McGriff's favorite book is Holes.
It's a good book. It's a good book.
But
I don't know
yeah,
actors
so
at
either
all.
He also, so he played in that. He played in Transformers. He played in.
Holes.
I already said that. A few that I can't remember for some reason. Oh, there's a newer. Well, it's not newer anymore. It's newer than Transformers, called The Peanut Butter Falcon. It's a really good movie about a Down syndrome kid who.
Stop. Y'all are.
You need to repent, brother.
You should have seen what Nathan did.
I know. Your
Blame it
syndrome's
on
down,
Nathan. What?
bro.
That was
Calm
your
down.
receptor.
Your receptor.
No. Did I show you that TikTok?
This man touches a hot chicken, and you get from that your syndrome is down. Not that your pain receptors are down, but no, your syndrome is down. What?
Pain tolerance is up, but your syndrome is down, baby.
Wow.
Moving on then.
Anyways.
Okay, anyway.
So, Shia LaBeouf, peanut butter falcon.
Yeah.
So, calm down. There's a Down syndrome guy that's like in a home because he doesn't have family, and his favorite thing to watch is wrestling. And so he,
I think so.
This might be pickle. I can't tell.
it'd be a strong vinegar taste.
I don't know what this is. I think it was pickle. It just wasn't.
Hold on, I mean that in a disrespectful way.
What?
I put my hand up and went, hold on. To
I don't
Nick.
remember you doing that.
But,
You ate no
yeah. Either
I want pickle.
a live streamer, military, or I'm gonna go into trade school for electrician or get my CDL and be a truck driver.
I don't recommend truck driving.
That's what my mom says.
Watermelon.
Electricians make good money.
But can die.
Depends on what kind of electrician you are.
Every job is dangerous in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. If you're an electrician like in like building houses and stuff, it's not that dangerous. But if you're one of those people that go and work on transformers and stuff, that's pretty dangerous.
Like Transformers, like the box up there, or like actual Transformers?
Like,
Yes.
What do you think?
Okay, I strongly believe that Star Wars is a real thing. We just don't have the technology to go find them.
I would believe Star Trek first.
Anakin Skywalker's out there somewhere, guys.
I'm sorry. Listen, we had a staff Christmas thing a few years ago that I was a part of because I was in the college. They still at the college at the time, and we did a murder mystery
She was
in the sanctuary, and they asked me. Star Trek or Star Wars, and I said Star Trek. I like Star Trek more than I like Star Wars.
Star Wars is better.
Star Wars is fantastic. Star Trek's better.
Okay.
So, just what I was gonna ask you a question earlier. You said what kind of vet were you?
Bird. Avian.
Okay, I was wondering what an avian vet was,
Sorry.
and I forgot to ask you. It makes sense.
I like birds.
Birds.
But yeah, that's
I like
about
them
it.
birds.
Streamer or trade school.
Well, the good thing about streaming, I believe you can start now.
I could. I just don't have the stuff for it.
What are you waiting on?
My camera, the PC. That's the biggest investment.
Well,
for me.
how about you do it on TikTok and you can do it with your phone?
I don't have enough followers on TikTok. I'm not even at 100 yet. I don't know what to post.
I was doing lives at 200 followers.
You can't do lives at 2. Yeah,
That's what I thought, but they let me do lives at 200.
You have to have 1,000.
That's exactly what it said when I didn't have much for nothing. I literally just went on there and said, "Hey, can I go live?" And they were like, "Yes, you can go live for 14 days. If you meet these requirements, we'll let you keep your live for 180 days. Then, in those 180 days, if you keep these requirements, we'll let you keep it forever." So I did. So, yeah, that's how I was able to. They just gave me a stipulation.
Well, they didn't do that for me.
Otherwise, if you had 1,000 followers, you didn't have to do that.
I go live on Twitch every
I now have
and then.
1,500 followers.
Good job, Nick. Can we get it? Can Nick get a round of applause, guys?
I'll put it in there.
5 big views.
Hey, that's a real round of applause.
Boom! 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 Boom!
Oh my god.
Boom!
But I go.
Died out.
Fun fact, and this I love my mom for this. Like I will always love my mom. I went live on Twitch
Uh-huh.
playing Call of the Wild. It was a hunt game.
Oh. Those games are so boring.
I love it.
Put it on my Wii and it was,
You had Call of the Wild in your Wii?
yeah. So boring on the Wii.
And I was sitting there, and I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's go live on Twitch. Right?
Mhm.
I went live on Twitch. It took me 4.5 hours. I got one view. Like there was one person watching.
Twitch is hard.
I was so happy. Like I was saying, cause like they could hear me through my mic, they just couldn't see me. I was like, hey, what's up, man? Blah 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 blah. Have you been? And I got a text saying, you're doing good. Keep up the good work. Yada yada yada. But it's almost like I could hear an echo. like in my house, and it sounded like it was my mom. She was watching her.
That's awesome.
Aw,
That's awesome.
So wholesome.
That's awesome.
I never gave up though. I go live every Tuesday.
Still?
Mhm.
Nice.
I play Call of Duty, or I'll do like adventure puzzle games, kind of like Uncharted.
Heck yeah.
I go live
I,
every Tuesday.
So just eat the whole bowl.
I see.
I will.
All right, well,
You're
Sophie,
not
it's
careful.
safe to say it's probably your turn because I've talked enough this podcast.
It is your turn, Sophie. It's time to hear from the great Sophie. So, where are you from? Sorry. Where are you from?
That pickle hit you.
What? I'm telling you.
I couldn't breathe.
What brought you to Jesus, if you got a salvation story, and how did you get where you're at right now?
Okay, well, I'm from here, from Coleman. I've been here
Heck
all
yeah.
my life.
Same.
Growing up, really, I grew up in a family that went to church every Sunday, but I never really found interest in church, and I always thought it was just like, oh, you go there on Sunday, come home,
Green apple.
that's it. And my family had complications when I was 8, 7, and that kind of shaped me as a person and not as a good person, which was which was really weird. And shut up. This is my story. I haven't got to talk.
It's my turn.
Mason, you've talked for 4 hours.
Okay, about it
Sorry,
is Nick never told me not to talk though.
Hey, Mason.
Yeah.
Shut up! I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Anyway.
That's 100% a joke, I
You don't have to
promise.
apologize, you're good. My mom says listen.
Continue.
We ate all your snacks.
That was the goal. Did you get any pickles at all?
No.
Yes. One of them was
Watermelon.
pickly.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I got pickles.
I got watermelon every time.
I got
Pickled. I'm listening. I want to know.
Anyway, so I grew up for a few years without just a father figure in my house, and my mom was a single mom raising me and my 2 sisters, but they were also shaped as bad people from what happened. And so they moved out because they're 7, 8 years older than me. And again, I just went to church every Sunday. I didn't go on Wednesdays because what's the point going if I don't have to go? That was my whole mindset.
Yeah.
I just thought oh, everyone here thinks they're perfect and they do nothing wrong, and then just go home. And then probably when I was 12, I started coming to Daystar, and I was just I got exposed to a lot of stuff at a very early age that I should have not had social media or phones or anything. I got exposed to a lot, and I really don't think that was good. I don't think
Definitely
that
not.
kids should have phones or
No,
anything.
That's
no.
the thing my mom did, because
My kid's not gonna get a phone until they're maybe 13.
I didn't get my phone until I was 13.
Same.
Yeah.
But I had one of those that was
Yeah, flip phones.
s-
Do you have the slide?
Now hold on a
Slide
second.
keyboard.
Hey, no hating on the flip phones. That's what my brother's got.
I had one that slid. I had the full keyboard.
Oh,
right?
those are cool.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Freaking, I want to new kid. Gosh.
So I started coming to Daystar.
Never let me back on the podcast.
I started coming to Daystar when I was 12, and Daystar really drew me in because people were real here, and it didn't seem like you could just
Hear that.
go there.
Listen.
People were real.
People are
and
real.
that's what I'm always trying to tell my friends. Come here because
Yeah.
it's not every typical church where
Yeah.
people are gonna shame you because you've done bad stuff, or people are gonna be like,
I don't like nigga churches.
Jesus.
They only want money.
yeah. literally.
Okay, prove it. Come here for a service and then tell me. Okay,
So-
please.
What really drew me in was how we don't seem like hymnals here. Or you gotta get the book and you gotta that's not us. And just the personality of this church was amazing. And then I got into the production team with my friend who that's
I thought he just threw his
fun. Anyway, she doesn't even do production anymore because
Oh,
I don't know. But I got into the production team.
yeah.
And that's when I really started getting into the word and stuff.
Yeah.
And just cuz I was so eager to learn
Yeah.
once I found out, oh, Christianity isn't just people forcing stuff on you
Right.
and people just
thinking
You're not perfect.
Right, yeah.
You're gone.
You're-
Leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then last year at Motion was like the first time I've ever like kind of like raised my hands in worship and stuff, cause like it was so many people, and I just felt like I was in like the best environment I've ever been in was
Yeah.
at Motion, and it was just a really great experience.
Yeah, motion is, it's unparalleled.
So I think I've been baptized before I went to Motion and stuff, but I think when I got like actually saved was
Yeah.
at Motion.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I grew up, clappy clap. I don't want to clap with the mic, it'll be loud as heck.
Boom, boom.
I grew up, my dad is a follower. He reads the Bible sometimes. He prays sometimes. He's pretty knowledgeable, and he encourages me in doing ministry. Anyways, so some nights he would read my brother and I the children's Bible, and we'd pray. But I didn't grow up in church. Like, we didn't really go to church. My parents still don't go to church right now. But I kind of knew about it all, and I said I was Christian, but I was an awful kid. I tell you, I was never a troublemaker, so to speak. I still hated doing things I wasn't supposed to do. But I was 12 talking like I was a 42-year-old. Every other word was a cuss word. Sometimes it didn't make sense. You know, kids, when they start to cuss, they really don't know how to use them. So if they'd use them in the wrong phrases and stuff, I was goofy as frick. But, and one day, I think I was 13, and my brother and I were hanging out with our friend at his house in Hansville, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna go roll this guy's yard, and our friend was like, yeah, I know him. I was like, no, I don't want to do that, that's wrong, you know. Right, I was like, I don't want to do that, we're gonna get in trouble, I'm not supposed to do that. But he was like, I know the guy, he's gonna be fine, it's gonna be great. I was like, okay, maybe. And they were like, well, you can have this video game. It was like GTA or something like that. I wasn't allowed to have it.
Bribed you with GTA.
Yeah, they bribed me with GTA. I said, yeah, I'll go, let me go, yes, please. So we go. They start throwing the toilet paper over, and then they pulled out Saran wrap. Saran wrap the mailbox, which is a federal crime.
Yeah.
Saran wrap the garage door, and then like just around the front. So when they tried to pull the car into it, it wouldn't do anything to the car because it's Saran wrap, right? But if they tried to walk through it without, anyway, so and then they sprayed the front screen door with shaving cream. What they didn't know is that it was gel shaving cream. And then I'm the lookout. I was not doing anything, okay? I was at the corner of the front yard, and I was the person to yell car if there was a car.
Was this before we window the things?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so kids like us.
This was 2011.
Kids like us, like, we can't do anything fun like that anymore because now everybody has ring door cameras.
You're running up to freaking Ding Dong Ditch, and they're going, hey, who are you? I know your face.
Yeah, so speaking of that, remember the Ashton kid I was talking about? The Ashton kid who invited me today. So
Oh, yeah.
I was not a good kid last year. We went to his house.
I know.
We went to his, well, we didn't know the
Continue.
actual- Went to his house, and we snuck out. But hopped his fence, we snuck out. His parents were asleep. And, Mom, this never happened. But
It happened.
we went to go Ding Dong Ditch, and
Yep.
I don't know.
How do y'all do that nowadays with the cameras?
Okay, he lives in like
On every
he lives
doorstep.
out. He lives out with farmland. No one out there. has
Okay, never
farmland.
mind. That makes sense. Which is weird.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I
continue.
know. But anyway, and so there was this guy with a really nice truck and his house, but the way his door was, you had to walk through this hallway, and then you got to his front door, right? But there was a door that shut off the hallway. I opened the door, which I'm pretty sure is breaking in, like off bat that's breaking in because I'm opening someone's door. I ding dong ditched him. My friend slammed the door shut
Oh no.
and wouldn't open it.
Was the doorbell on the door that you knocked?
The doorbell was in, like, you opened the screen door,
Yeah.
you walked in the hallway, and then the doorbell was there.
Then that's not breaking in.
Okay.
Because you're still outside. If that was breaking in, the doorbell would have been on outside.
Okay.
I know that's not legal, but it makes more sense
Yeah,
that way.
and so they slammed the door, and they wouldn't open it. And then when he opened the door, they ran outside. They ran away. And so I had to run away from this 40-year-old dude and I lost him. I jumped into like this really dark ditch, but he searched for us in his truck for a good 2 hours.
Being mad at children ringing your doorbell and running away
It was 3 o'clock in the morning.
Being mad at children ringing your doorbell and running away is weird. I don't care what time of day it is. If you're a grown person and someone rings your doorbell and you open it and there's nobody there, and you're mad about it, you've got some other issues you should probably address.
Yeah, but
You've got some underlying anger that you need to get rid
it's
of.
kind of, I mean, sorry. I agree, but at the same time, it's like, it's trespassing almost.
yeah.
I don't really know. I don't know what I.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know what I would do in that situation in my current house because, like, we have a lot of land. You'd have to go through the effort of, like, trespassing to get there. I mean, it's one thing if you're like, asking permission to go on my property, but I feel like there's boundaries, and I don't really know because especially here in Alabama, you have to be ready. Like if you do something like that, you go on someone else's property without permission,
You might get shot.
you might get shot,
Yeah.
and they have all the right to do so.
I'm gonna close my door and go back to sleep.
Yeah, that's the thing in
And
Alabama.
then check and see if everything's still there in the morning.
That is legal.
That's just, front
Like,
porch, yeah.
it is
If you're on my
legal.
front porch, I can unalive you if I want
Yes,
to.
and that's like that. That's what's scary.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm not going to purposely unalive anybody unless you are hurting my family.
Yeah.
Period.
But they slammed the door, and I was stuck, and I accepted my fate.
Yeah, so, kind of similar. We got caught, same way you got caught. I was in the corner, right? I could see there were 3 roads. I could see down all of them, so I had the best vantage point. I see headlights. The moment I see headlights, I go, car! And everyone starts sprinting the same direction, okay?
As the car.
No, they just, all of them, the same
They
direction. The
left
car
you, didn't
sees
they?
them coming from this way. They're running that way, right? Car comes in, sees them running. I hear it rev up, starting to go after them. I'm like, perfect. They're going to get away going that.
Is it working?
So you guessed it, the battery died, as it does almost every time it records. So anyways, they start running that way. Okay, there's a fence just separating this yard from that yard. So it's just down one side. They hop the fence, they keep going, right? Car speeds to go after them. And I'm like, perfect, they're gonna go through some yards. They're gonna get away that way, plenty of places to hide. While the car's going after them, I'm going this way back to the house. We're like 2 blocks from the house. And they're all going in the opposite direction of the house. So I'm like, bet, they're gonna get away, I'm gonna get away, it's gonna be awesome.
You didn't get
One of them stops, goes, hey guys, we're caught, we just need to, stop and everything's gonna be fine. I just don't think he wanted to run. I was so upset. I was like, we were all gonna get away with this. Like everything was gonna be just fine.
You should have kept running and let that guy.
Well, that's the thing. That guy probably would have snitched on all of them.
Well, I don't like doing bad things. So, when they said stop, fine, whatever, I was like, oh my gosh, fine, okay. The guy was like, okay, we're not gonna call the police, we're not gonna press charges or nothing like that. I was like, okay, cool.
Just come clean it.
He said, yeah, he just said, just clean it. I was like, okay, we start cleaning up. I'm like, I was just the lookout guy, but I know I'm a part of this because I was here, right? He's like, yeah, you're still a part of it, so I gotta clean it up. I was like, okay. He then goes around and starts getting photos of all of us.
He's gonna show you all.
And I'm like, 15 minutes later, cops show up, parents show up. We get a lecture from the cops. We get yelled at by our parents.
He did y'all dirty.
I still got
I mean, you
GTA.
had all of-
I still got GTA.
Which one?
5, I think.
No, because 5 didn't come out till 2013.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Then it was
4.
Vice City.
Vice City's a good one.
Oh, it was either Vice City or San Andreas. San Andreas was my favorite
Yeah, San Andreas.
because
has a
it was
better
the one that I started with.
Yeah, San Andreas has a better
Now, if I try to
story.
play San Andreas, I'd never even played the story. I would just
But-
put in cheat codes and have fun with it.
GTA 4.
Now I would never play any of them because they're all garbage games.
100%.
They got hookers now, which is terrible. No good.
No bueno. No bueno.
Yeah, and they're like,
It's not much
they're like,
cooler
hey,
than-
children, play this game. Really, they're like 17 and up, but GameStop's If a parent comes in with a freaking 12-year-old, they're gonna sell the game to the parent, knowing that 12-year-old's about to go home and play this game. Terrible.
How mad was your mom?
Yeah, Farmer Stand is
Oh my goodness.
is crazy. Farmer Stand. I got the
Are you a farm, Nick?
watch tan.
Oh my goodness.
I'm a roofer.
Roofer.
Yeah. So
Zoe videos
yeah, it was freaking hot up there in Tuscaloosa. I tell you what, my gosh.
Indeed.
It's
The
like
tan
100.
is quite interesting.
Yeah.
My boyfriend has the glasses tan too, though.
Yeah, I could fix this one. The glasses tan I will never get away from.
It just happens. People who got glasses, it's understandable.
Yeah, yeah. I've
Sorry,
also
not
got like
got, have. People who
indentions
have.
in the side of my head from my glasses. It's kind of
That
embarrassing.
has like his like you know those two like nose pieces.
Yeah.
Like he's got
one of mine
two-
broke off.
He's got like nose indentions right here.
Yeah, I was just chilling inside of you know what a Verbo is? It's like a better version of an Airbnb. So I was in Nashville and I was just chilling. This was like a few weeks ago. And I was just talking and something fell in my lap and I was like, the freak was that? And I look at my glasses and one nose piece, it's still gone. It's still not there. Technically, I could go get it fixed for free, but I'm gonna wait until they're like actually broken or scratched or something like that. Cause I can handle this. It's fine. Ooh,
I moved way too much for.
it's not as bad as the other one that's in there.
Oh. The one you broke?
Yeah, similar to the one that I broke.
Why would you break a chair?
I was talking to Zoe one day, in there, and I was like, "Yeah, we're having a conversation." He goes, and we're just trying to talk. I'm like, "I'm gonna sit in a different chair so we can actually talk."
That's funny when you broke the chair.
When I broke the chair was Easter Sunday.
Oh my lord!
And I was on
Nick.
camera one. Sorry, it was
Oh,
Easter
yeah.
Friday. Zoe was on camera two, and Sophie was on lights sitting in front of me.
And all I hear is. Look, all I hear is. Boom! And I go. And Nick is back there like this.
I'm going,
I swear I heard it, and I was by the stage.
she was so far away.
It was literally so loud. And he goes. He picks up it's the foot mount.
It's a foot
He tries to stand. He thinks the foot mount's the ground. He just tries to stand on the foot mount and just snaps off. And it's screwed on.
Yeah.
You snapped the screws.
Let me show y'all.
Oh boy, he's
Let me
got
show
Do you have it?
This is the same chair. This is the same, not the same
No.
exact one, but this
No.
This is what
It's-
chair it was. Okay.
It's downstairs in the booth.
Yeah, but it was this kind of chair.
He broke it in the
This thing right here, right? So I was sitting.
Please don't break that one.
I was sitting like this, right? You can't see the thing.
There you go.
I'm gonna snap it out.
I was sitting like this, right? And this thing, which you're supposed to just put your feet on like this, right? And stay like that. I said, I need to readjust. And instead of doing this, I did that, but on the thing. I stood up, put every bit like this, but I toes are on the ground. So I stood up
Snapped.
on the thing. And then my feet slammed on the ground. And I was like, oh, this thing is so loud. It was like metal on metal. And I'm so glad I didn't do that during service.
I turn back and I look at him, and he just grabs the piece from the floor. He looks at me. He goes, "Sophie?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, and it's kind of like a bike, like a mountain bike handle, and he just kind of. It was so funny.
Yeah.
He go- and then Nathan comes in the booth after all that happened. I'm just keeping it, just like in the booth, and I grab it. I go, "Look, Nathan." He goes, "What is that?" I point to Nick, and Nick goes, "I broke it."
I go.
I think I'm
The way Nick's just laying his feet.
I got nowhere to put my feet no more. It was great. Perfect start to Easter. Okay. It's Easter Friday.
I wanted to come Easter Sunday, but I had to go.
I went to Desperation Easter Sunday because some of my buddies over there said that they were going to be in the choir, and their choir was paying their dues to Baptist churches, and they all wore robes.
Wow.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I was like, I gotta go see this.
I actually have a really funny story. This is off topic. I feel like
Please tell it.
I'm joining y'all now. It's completely
Please
off
tell
topic.
it.
Okay.
That
So
was probably so loud.
on the way to Motion,
Yes.
No, I was late on the way to Motion. On the way home from Motion, okay? So
remember that.
I had to ride in the student pass, like the student leader bus. Where you
I
were driving. Nick was driving. I blame Nick for every single part of this story. So I'm sitting in the back with Sophia, and then there's like 3 rows in front of us. The back seat isn't a seat. It is disconnected from the bus. So we're on the interstate. Nick hits a bump, go boom. We all go flying. The seat comes unhooked, and we're just.
First of all, the back seat is the worst place to sit for any bumps in any vehicle,
And I remember.
especially a
one-
15-passenger van.
Especially a school bus.
Our no.
back
Listen,
door of my bus.
our bus is so busted up. Cause tell me why the door doesn't open. We all have to climb out over the passenger seat. I remember people go,
was so
Seth,
funny.
can you just open the door? And Seth's just over here like grunting and like using all of his body trying to open the door, and it won't open.
So you weren't with us on the way there.
Hi, mother. No.
Sophie's mom.
So she can come in if she wants.
She can join the podcast.
Sit.
You want to join the podcast?
Clipped. That's perfect.
Are you
Hello.
guys still dating?
Yeah, we'll be done soon. I'm so sorry. These things typically
Say
get
hey
out
to
of
the
hand.
camera.
For 3
Come here.
hours.
Come here.
Come
Say
sit
hey
with
to the
us.
camera. Well, turn around.
Yes,
We're
yes,
currently videoing right now.
yes.
Ow.
It's right here.
Hi.
Yes, this is Sophie's mother.
Your head might not
Yeah,
be
your head is your head is cut
Guys, I
off.
think I broke the lamp.
It looks like you actually fixed it a little bit. This piece where
Okay,
it's kind of
yeah.
indented. Anyway, so
So-
yes.
I think it was second night on the way back to the hotel rooms. Sophia has to pee so bad. She's sitting right here, gripping the side of the bus. I have to pee, Nick. Hurry up. She's screaming.
love this.
And we're in Birmingham. So, traffic's awful.
It's terrible.
The roads, awful. Nick's driving, awful.
I was gonna go say to hurry.
Nick
okay?
has never drove. Did you say you've never driven a bus?
Oh, I've driven plenty of trucks.
Oh, well, you just said you've never driven a bus. I think that's your excuse. So Sophia goes, I have to pee! And then Seth's up there, radio on full blast, blasting like Crowder or something. Because that's the night that Crowder did it. Also, I just
Yeah.
want to say, that was an amazing performance.
Crowder blew the roof off. his
Crowder
face.
was great.
It was incredible.
So yeah. So Sophia's, I have to pee! Hurry up! Nick just decides to start hitting the hardest turns, and he starts
I was not
swerving.
slowing down at all.
And then there's this like big pothole, like a meteor, and Nick just boom, and Sophia just. I kid you not, we flew out of our seats. I went full standing up, and then I came back down. I have pictures of Sophia, and she's just.
Oh, that was
Was it
fantastic.
she asleep?
Yeah. She complained about my driving, but she fell asleep while driving, so you can't.
Also, I just want to. I would
That
like.
means you drove good. 'Cause you
At least once.
Yeah,
At least
it means,
once.
It means she was terrified.
Or I
She
knocked
was
her
like,
out
"Yeah,
when she hit her head on the
Also,
top.
the worst part was the back seat. It's like a school bus seat.
Yeah.
It's like this, and then you have another seat that's just completely
Yep.
individual.
Yep.
So on the way home, that seat decides to come unhooked, and so the girl that was sitting beside me, she just goes, "Ka-donk." And like hits her head on the window. She just
Oh my
"Ka-donk."
gosh.
And like I literally heard a thud. And Sophia wakes up, she goes, and she's just over here in the floor practically.
That's perfect.
Also, I never got the full story of when Andrew Swan dropped
was
his.
about to tell you that
I never got the
story.
full story.
Oh my gosh.
I was gonna say that your injuries are not service related.
Yeah. No, they're not. Yeah, so on the way to the event, the sliding door wouldn't close. When we finally did get it closed, we left it closed, and everyone climbed in and out of the passenger seat. As we're going down 65, okay, Andrew is holding the side door closed. Like, if he doesn't hold it, slide door's going to just be wide open. So he's over there leaning over, holding it shut like this, and we're going 75, 80 miles an hour down the road. Well, even holding it like this, there's a little crack at the bottom because it's not all the way close. You can kind of see it. And I hit a bump, of course, right? And his phone is in his lap. Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. I hit a bump. It bounces, goes in the floor, then bounces down the step, and then into the crack. And he kind of closed the door a little bit, hoping he caught it. Well, I pulled on the side of the road. Turns out he didn't catch it. We went searching for the phone, walking down the side of I-65.
That's bad.
He finds it, sees it in the middle of the lanes. Okay, it's not on the side. It's in the middle of the lanes. He sees it. It's fine. Okay, and he's like, "All right, bet. Once these cars go by, it'll be free. I can go." As the very last truck that's going by, as he's about to step and go get it, slams into the phone, shatters it.
Yeah, I saw the pictures of it afterwards.
I heard about that story. That was
That's
very
crazy.
unfortunate.
The last one.
Also, another story for motion. That drink that y'all made the concoction of.
That was me too.
I was like,
Stop saying you're like a.
it looked
Cody
like
thing.
battery acid.
Let me.
Like a drink
picture?
form of battery acid.
Yeah, I took a picture of it
I remember-
and my face when I got home because
I know.
I was so cooked.
You were
And I
like-
showed it to everyone.
Like one eye was like this.
Bro, I was cooked.
Wide open.
Wait. You. What was it? What was in it?
Cause at Motion we didn't have like any like caffeinated drinks. He just said, "I need energy."
So what happened was, I walked after saving everybody's seat for 30 minutes, waiting for them to get here, telling other people trying to find seats that I had an entire section saved, and them going, "What, really?" I said, "Yeah, man, I don't know what to, I've got like 70 students. I don't know what to tell you." After all that, I was like, I'm so tired. I walked outside. I walked to this guy. I said, "Hey, any energy drinks or coffee anywhere?" He said, "No, they're not selling any at this event." I said, "What the heck?" He said, "But I've got this packet of energy drink, non-branded."
You trusted it?
I said,
I thought you said it was in like a little Ziploc baggie.
No, it was in this
That's
little.
horrible.
That's
That's horrible.
No, it was actually in this little pill bottle looking thing,
Yeah, that's what you told me.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's probably
Oh,
drugs.
sealed,
That's not good.
Nick,
sealed.
Nick,
Okay,
that was
and I was like,
Nick, that was.
you know, it said energy. Okay.
What would you have done if it were like laced?
Yes.
Well, see, I never got to that point because as soon as I put it in my water bottle, this happened.
Yeah.
As soon as
It
I put it in
probably
my
had,
water
like-
bottle, that happened.
Did you
Drugs
drink
in it.
No, I didn't drink it.
You know what it reminds me
I
of?
would
Not
Okay.
the South Side.
And this
No,
this is my face
listen.
when I got back to my house.
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
want to say.
I was
Listen.
so cooked.
Bro is very.
I was so tired.
This is what it reminds me
I
of.
was exhausted.
Okay, so you know at the science fair when they do those volcanoes?
Oh my god.
That's what that water bottle reminded me of.
Look,
But listen to me. It's like one of those slimes you get at the book fair and you put like those like little foam beads in it. It's like
Yeah.
that if it had a baby with a science fair volcano. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah. I remember walking up to one of my buddies and going, "Hey, I got this energy thing. Where'd you get it?" Some guy in the lobby. He was
Yeah.
like,
They're like us. No.
Mm.
No.
I was like, "It's sealed."
He's
you know.
like, he
It
walks
looks-
up to you and he's like, "Hey, you want an energy drink?"
Hey, I'll give you $5.
Look, he was at a student kind of and college event. He knew somebody was gonna look cooked when they went out there, so he seen me, seen my face, and was like, "That's my guy." And
That's my target.
Did he give it to you for free? Did you pay for it? Well, I wonder why
it
it
was
was free,
100%
Nick.
free. I
That's
didn't.
free.
It was so free.
You know what? There's a camera somewhere. They watch the whole thing. They
Nick,
make him
okay, Nick, I want you to answer this truthfully.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Had that drink not imploded in the water bottle, like had it just turned out
It started fizzing out of the bottle.
had
thing
it
that I was
turned out
talking
just to be purple. By the way, when you open that cap, that should have been a clear like don't drink. 'cause-
about. It was just powder.
but it was purple,
What else? What else is powder?
green, yellow.
Ah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
green and yellow. But like, had it not fizzed, would you have still drunk it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You
if
wouldn't
it
have,
didn't
like,
explode like
And then
that,
he wouldn't be sitting here with us today.
I was so tired
You
from
were
having
willing to risk your life for an energy drink.
I trust everyone.
For
That's
the-
my flaw. So
I
other
think-
people have trust issues where they can't trust people. I'm the opposite. I trust everyone.
I think the moral of
immediately.
the story is do not take random bags of powder from people
Next time we go
you've
to
never met before.
Next time you go to
I
Next
thought
time
they
we-
taught you that in school.
yeah, Nick, they teach you that in
Next
school.
time we go to Motion,
When we go to Motion, I will supply your energy needs.
the hotel was selling them for like $5 a can.
I thought y'all
well,
stopped at a
March-
gas station.
March
Did
is
y'all not stop at a?
$6.95.
I heard like 3 different girls be like, "Oh yeah, we stopped at McDonald's. We stopped at Taco Bell. Y'all didn't stop at a gas
That's because
station."
I had all the leaders with me.
Okay.
The leaders had to be
They
there
could
early
put their
so we
big
could get
boy
seats.
and big girl pants on and take 5 seconds
had
at a
to-
gas station.
We had to be there early to get seats for everyone. That was our job.
Well, then that's when you. Who are all the leaders?
I think.
I can't tell you that, brother.
I think.
That was a lot. There was,
Listen.
I don't remember nothing. I'm just kidding.
I think the most embarrassed I've ever been
Mm.
is when I got kicked off the bus and I had to go sit with y'all because listen,
I remember that.
They took
I
attendance. They
remember
took
that.
attendance. They were like, who wasn't here yesterday? And it was me and Slim Shady Mason.
Yeah.
And
Slim
so we both raised our hands. They said, "Y'all gotta go." Like I was like, "I have to go," and then
Y'all can't ride with us.
and then we walked out to that bus, and they go,
Yeah.
"We don't have room. Y'all gotta go." And I was like, "What? What?
Yeah.
How are we gonna get to Motion?" And then Nick was like,
We got room.
"Back."
Back.
And then me getting into the bus, I twist my ankle, and instead I go,
Yeah.
like,
You like walked up to the side door and I was like, other door. You said, what?
yeah, no,
You said back, right?
I'm getting in, and I was like, and Sophie goes, "Hey, Sophie," I go, "Hey," because my ankle was like throbbing, because I just
Yeah.
twisted it and broke it.
I remember dropping y'all off at the front so then Seth and I could go find parking spots. Seth was the MVP of that day because he paid $20 out of his own pocket to have parking spots right up front.
Our parking spot was actually really good.
Yeah, it was
was
fantastic.
really nice.
We only had like 2 other people to worry about that was in that parking area because nobody else wanted to pay $20.
And the whole walk there, Sophia was going, "I have to pee really fast."
Yeah. And then, and she was like, "Hurry up." And I said, "You said it." And I hurried. And now every curve that we took was the same speed as the straightaways.
Our bus is
Like, you gotta
so.
be careful. You gotta be careful doing that. And Hayden.
I gotta be careful doing that in a 15-passenger van. When I was
In Birmingham.
when I was
Okay, well,
just,
Birmingham.
Okay.
Okay, in Birmingham, that's not that bad as long as you lock the doors and like no one open the windows.
when I was in the youth, which I was at Hansel First Baptist, we were all driving around in a 15-person van, and we looked it up for the safety ratings. 100 out of 100 times, if a 15-passenger van goes into evasive maneuvers, it will flip. That's 100%. There's a 100% flipping rate of evasive maneuvers. Of course, I know that's like if you're jerking the wheel like this, trying not to hit somebody, but I mean, we were going around curves at
Personally,
approximately 80 miles an hour.
so I have a funny story.
Sophie didn't pee on herself, did she?
So
I don't think so.
Hands anymore.
we were.
I gotta think about that.
Pastor Jerry told me to drive all of the pastor assistants home from Top Golf one day when they were like, "We're gonna show y'all some appreciation."
Qualified to do this job.
Pastor Jerry. Pastor Jerry. He literally said, "Hey, look." So he knew that I drove vans for Chick-fil-A too, and for roofing in the past. So after we were golfing, we had plenty of other people that could have driven the van. But he looks at me and goes, "Hey, can you drive the van home?" I said, "Absolutely." He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to go with my wife and whatever." I was like, cool. And somebody was like, "Well, he might not be on the insurance." PJ looks at me and goes, "Hey, if the founder of the church says you can drive their van, it should be fine." You know what I mean? Like, insurance companies shouldn't have to worry about that. I was like, "You don't got to worry about that. I ain't going to wreck anyways." So yeah, PJ, Pastor Jerry, is the one that qualified me for driving the van.
I think
Good
that
job,
we
Nick.
should have, like,
With no, like, supervision.
I
He
think
just
we
said,
should
yeah.
have, like, you should do the background.
Background check for driving
No,
vans?
I think we should have been like, okay, what are your qualifications?
What are your qualifications?
Well,
I got a driver's license.
well, okay, I take that back, because if he knew that you drove like a van and stuff.
I was about to say those are my qualifications.
Yeah.
Prior experience.
Do you have a CDL?
Nick. got a funny story for you. It
Okay, tell
does
it.
not pertain days to our church though. We were at DC.
I've never been.
Okay. I used to go on Sundays before I started working here. I'm waving the mic around again. But
DC.
Desperation.
That's not where I thought you were talking.
It's
I've been to Desperation.
But we call it
I've
DC.
been to Desperation.
We call it DC.
Okay.
And Pastor
It's like-
Andy,
Washington?
Pastor Andy walks up on the stage and goes, "Now for all my Gen Zs, I'm gonna read. Because apparently there's another like a Bible, but it's
Yeah.
in terms that we would use."
That's stupid.
Yes.
I don't like that.
The Gen
Okay.
Z Bible is
Yes.
wild.
And he got like 4, maybe 5 sentences in, and I left.
There's a Gen Z.
Yes, there's a Gen Z Bible.
I
It's
don't like that.
it's awful.
But one day we were all sitting in production, all of us, me, Sophie, Roger, and I don't think
For
Zoe
sure, it
was here.
refers to God as the Big G.
Yeah.
I think that was a gimmick just to sell books.
The Big G.
Yeah,
I
but
swear, if I hear the word skibbity in the Bible,
no, it was stuff like chilling with Jesus, bruh. I need to go get some Jesus. Yeah, bruh.
Yeah. And it referred, like I said, it referred to God as the Big G.
Yeah, the big G. But me, Sophie, and Roger were all sitting in production. I like begged Nick. I begged Nathan to let me stay up here during service.
Yeah.
And he finally went, "Yeah, you can stay up here." And then Roger decides to try to turn off one of these lights.
I remember this.
Can I-
I'll add my details.
Yes. So I'm sitting on the couch watching my phone while Sophie's doing CG,
Yeah.
and Roger decides to go pushing out buttons, and he flicks one of those light switches, and it lit up the whole auditorium. The whole auditorium lit up, right? And I looked at him with a straight face and went, $5. Blake's gonna come up here within 5 minutes and
Yeah,
come and get
yeah.
us.
I remember that because I was standing right next to the light switch when it happened, and
You
everyone
were
looked
in
at me.
there. I'm
And
telling you a
Buffy
story
was
that you already in there.
No, I
He
wasn't up
wasn't
here.
in there.
I
He
was
was downstairs
I was
in the
downstairs.
booth.
I was next to the light switch, and everyone thought I did it. I said, "I promise, it wasn't me."
Yeah, and then Blake, I kid you not, 5 minutes later, Blake walks in here and goes, "Y'all gotta go."
Yep.
And then
Yep.
Sophie was like, "What about me?" And he was like, "Just stay."
Yeah.
I'm gonna get so mad because I never
Roger,
got lost.
Roger did that, right?
Yeah,
Did you name drop already, or did I just do that?
we both did.
Okay, I was like, "Oops." All right, here it is. Here it is.
Got a new translation out called the Gen Z Bible, where someone had taken the scriptures and translated it into Gen Z language. Now I'm going to read part of this. I do want to let you know I would never dishonor God's word. I have triple checked this to make sure this is exactly what Luke 1 communicates when the angel talks to Mary. Check this out. Mary was a pick-me girl for God and was simping for him in prayer when the angel Gabriel appeared to her and said, "Ayo, you're a real one and the top G is feeling you." But she thought his compliment was sus and gave him the side eye.
This is
So
something
he
Sophie would
said,
say.
"Baby girl, chill. God sent me to tell you you've passed this vibe check. And low-key, he wants you to have the main character. You name him Jesus and they will all say, he's him." She said, "How can this be since I promised him my body count will always be 0?
I
Respectfully."
swallowed.
He said, "This ain't about cuffing season, for the Holy Spirit will live rent-free in you, and your boy Jesus will be a divine bro. Besides, your cousin Elizabeth is with child, she who is already older than a boomer, and whose husband is way past beekeeping age." So Mary said, "Bet." Gabriel left her on red, and she let the Holy Spirit cook.
you let the Holy Spirit cook.
That is so
That's
disrespectful.
terrible.
Hey, yeah, what's up?
I
Alright,
called you Roger.
This is my part of the story.
Uh-oh.
So,
Uh-oh.
it was amazing, right? I was sitting here, very smooth service. CG, sometimes I get a little stressed out because Lucas was hopping between songs. Very smooth service for me, but I was just click, click, click. And then all I see is, bow, and then off. And it was the lights. And I take a break. I go, very slow turnaround. And I just, "Roger, why?" He goes, "I want to see what it did." I said, "Get out." I said, "Get out or shut up and sit down
Yeah.
right now."
Because that was the thing. If Roger left, I had to leave. Because Nathan didn't want me and Sophie up here by ourselves, which
Yeah.
is respectable.
Of course.
Which is why I needed Roger not to be a little special. Because I wanted to stay up here. I wanted to stay up here and talk to Sophie.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he did that, and Blake was just gonna take Roger, and then I had to go with Roger.
Of course, because
Yeah.
yeah,
For other reasons.
yeah. That's crazy.
I still can't believe they blamed you for it. That's hilarious.
Right place, right time. Wrong place, right time. I don't know.
Yeah, and
No,
Blake.
it's right time. No, yeah, wrong place.
He got it right the second
Yeah, Blake.
Yeah,
Blake
yeah,
just he walks in here, goes, "Y'all gotta go."
If
And
there's
I give him a look. I go, he goes, "You're fine. You can stay. Your mom's up here."
She gave Blake the look of.
yeah.
And he goes, "You're fine."
If there are two places that you don't touch anything, you don't know what it does in this church, it's in this room and in that booth down there.
Everything in this
Period.
room is wired so
If you don't
weird.
know what it does,
I kind of get where Roger
Don't
came
touch it.
from on the whole light thing, but I didn't think that one light switch was
I gotta
gonna
get some
light up
mics.
the whole auditorium.
yeah, I gotta get some more mics.
You do.
There's this. I'm talking to you guys now directly, viewers, watchers, subscribers, randoms, loved ones, family, friends. In the description below is an Amazon wish list that includes another camera and a whole podcasting system for 4 people that includes 4 podcast mics, 4 headsets, 4 booms for the mics, a whole system to do 4 big booms, a whole system to do sound for each mic, for sound effects, for voice effects and things like that that will record the sound, and I'll be able to anyway. So all of that, everything that I need is in that Amazon wish list. If you feel like being generous, you could either, I don't know, buy one of those things. You don't got to, but I appreciate it. Or there are some discount codes above that for some Christian apparel. And if you want to look cool and represent the name of Jesus just by wearing cool clothes, you can buy that, and I get commission from that. It's pretty cool stuff. You get 10% off, sometimes 15%, and I get 10%. Cool stuff.
Subscribe if you love Jesus.
Subscribe. Yes, that's like if you want to do free support, you can subscribe, like the video, smash that like button. You know what I mean?
Plus, look
Like
at
they used
Nick.
to
Who
say.
wouldn't want to help Nick out? He's
Yeah, come
he's
on.
Nick. Come on, he's
I'm
adorable.
I'm a chill guy.
It's the full moon barbecue guy.
I'm never letting you.
I'm the full moon barbecue meerkat.
If you didn't see it,
Guy.
he posted on a story and you missed it. So
Yes, you did miss it. It's right there. It's just the red
I
guy.
think I did that very perfectly.
You did. You did that greatly.
I captured your side profile
Yes.
beautifully.
I don't know if y'all know this, but this episode's been going on for approximately 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I told you. Probably the whole hour.
Part 2.
So we should have a part 2. That's actually a fantastic idea. I keep slamming into this wall.
It's just gonna break one day. It's just gonna
Then I'll go, oh yeah! Like y'all talking.
Yeah. You should have seen it when we first started. He ate he got like these gummies, and it was like different flavors.
Yeah, it was
And he got a pickle,
roulette.
and it hit him so hard. His entire face got
Yeah, it was
red.
terrible.
And my first thought was he's the Kool-Aid Man, and she called him something. It was
The tomato from VeggieTales.
the tomato from VeggieTales.
Larry. Tom?
No, I don't know.
I thought Larry was the cucumber.
Yeah,
Larry is the
there's-
cucumber.
yeah. Yep.
That's
and
Pastor Matt reminds me of.
You
just
like
remember,
to
it,
talk to tomatoes.
what Sophie calls Nick cannot be worse than what people at Hansville call me.
You smile.
Okay, all right, guys. That was your guests, our guests, Zoe, Mason, and Sophie, and special guest, Sophie's mother. And this is the Consider Ravens podcast. I'm your host, Nick Sterling. This is episode 40. We have made it. I did.
40.
And we're going on a good streak now. And yeah, these are some of my favorite people to hang out with on Sundays and Wednesdays.
He said I was cool.
I did. I'm just kidding. So that being said, like, subscribe, do all the things. When you subscribe, not if, but when, there's a bell icon that pops up. Click that bell icon. Make sure all is clicked, because if you don't, sometimes YouTube will not tell you that I posted, and that's no good.
No bueno.
No bueno. So you need to know when I post. It's typically every Tuesday or every other Tuesday. You'll get another video, and we'll be goofy sometimes. We'll talk about some serious stuff sometimes, but in every description is areas to give to some of our church functions that we do, like the Choose Life Fund, or there's an organization called 130. It's our outreach missions. So you can give those. You can give directly to me not me, but like the channel, to get stuff to make the channel or the videos better. There's merch that you can get for yourself. Even consider the Ravens podcast merch, of which I gave all of them for free because I always do when I got guests.
I'll
I haven't showed them in a while, so I have
Zoe, you sound like a Polly
one small
Pocket.
and 2 XXL
Like
hoodies
Heather,
left.
Heather.
Wait. We gotta show them this amazing.
I have a few
Oh, yeah.
of the podcast hats
Oh, yeah.
and a few of the episode 16 hats. Yeah,
That, Zoe.
the back's my favorite. I drew that bird myself. I got it tattooed. I drew it myself.
I didn't know it was a bird. I thought it was a
Oh,
coffee
and we learned today that Zoe loves birds. You did not think that was a coffee bean.
I thought it was a coffee bean.
How did you?
Consider the Ravens, and my mascot is
Coffee
a coffee
Yeah,
bean.
what's the thing? I didn't see the beak or the feet.
What about on the
You
front?
just
It's on the
looked at
front
the-
too.
Okay, does that look like a coffee bean to you?
Look,
Also, it's on my arm, brother.
coffee
Look
bean.
at this.
It's got the shape. It's got the shape for the coffee bean, and it's got.
You-
Brother, have you
You've
ever
just
seen
given
a coffee
Nick a
bean?
complex about his bird.
Brother, have you ever seen a coffee bean? I'm trying to outro.
I think
Listen.
he's trying to compare a coffee bean to a pecan. I think that's what he's trying to
Pecan?
do. A
Where did you
pecan.
get pecans?
Pecans? Plants are taller. If anything, it looks like a pear.
Various.
I'm never making merch again.
We've crushed all
I'm
of
just
Nick's
kidding.
hopes.
There's two shirt. There's 2 shirt combinations coming out. I can't show you the designs yet. It's gonna be a surprise. It's a lot of money to order them, so it might be a minute. Okay. I don't make anything from this. This is something I just enjoy doing.
Can we have a can we have a shirt with a raven and coffee beans on it?
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Okay. Yes, because I have a hat.
Okay.
I already have a hat that references episode 16 when Andrew Creel said "Observe the crows." So now I can make a shirt that represents.
Okay, see, like I should be your manager because I just
Episode
gave you a
40.
right hand second idea.
Manager's crazy. I'm not gonna have a 15-year-old manager.
I'm 16 next year.
Next year.
Can we
was
can
about
we
to
can we
say.
also add a pecan because of me? You know.
Yeah, maybe somebody wants to be.
So it's gonna be a big coffee bean, and right next to it's gonna be Libby pecan.
Yeah.
There we go. Libby pecan. We'll have it. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Bye.
We love you guys. We're probably going to do a part 2, as you heard. I feel like this is one of the most entertaining podcasts I've had, and I enjoyed it. So, what?
What?
Because I don't know what he just said.
We're young.
They're little, he said.
We're little.
I'm so old. You know, they're just so
I'm
entertaining.
not saying you're old. I'm not saying you're old because you're not old till you start getting like little gray stuff on
Watch
I've
it.
got gray hairs.
Oh.
I've got gray hairs. I've got gray hairs.
He's insulting my
If I
mother.
had to get home tonight, it would
Mason.
be my
Face is
Mason.
red.
Mason, 2 things. One, you're leaving with her.
I know. That's why I said if I don't come home tonight.
2, I have gray hairs.
Some people, I have a friend who's like, he's younger than I am and he already has gray hairs.
See, it doesn't matter about age.
I have a gray hair.
So,
Exactly.
I don't want to hear it.
Also, no insults to gray hair. Janice's hair
Oh,
is beautiful.
we need to have her on the pod too.
Can I do a podcast episode with Janice?
We're gonna have to set that up. We're gonna have to set that up.
Please.
Please.
We're begging you.
Janice doesn't watch
Do you-
these.
Janice,
Send her
think
that
so.
clip. Send her
I
that.
watch all of them.
Well, she's not like on things much. She's working a lot, and, you know, it's like she doesn't consume content. You know what I mean?
She's only content.
Me.
Yeah. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for subscribing, viewing, and just being here. Oh, confusing the casuals. This will be an ultimate confuse the casuals because we've been outroing for 15 minutes. And most people have clicked off. If you haven't, you're an OG. Confuse the casuals is going to be CTCB.
CCBOE.
No. CTCB. Can you guess it?
Wait,
CTCB.
CTCB.
Yes.
What is this supposed to be?
This is an acronym. It's confusing the casuals. I say one at the end of the podcast that I remember to, so I can see who people watch till the end. CTCP. Sorry, CTCB.
CCB? Wait, CTCB?
Yeah. Yes.
What?
CTCB. Consider the coffee beans because you thought that was a coffee bean and not a raven. So consider the coffee beans. That is CTCB is the code. Confuse the Casual. Put it in the comments. And yeah, I want to see who's watching.
I
Love you
hate
guys.
this chair.
Now everybody say peace.
Bye. Meow. You better put that in there.